Yesterday we started with the most important topic, that is the administration. That too, in this we started very important land revenue system. So in that, the first land revenue is the Jamindari system or permanent system. So why it's called Jamindari system or why it's called permanent system, we discussed. So what is permanency in nature is, listen, the land rent to be collected by the Jamindar and to be deposited to the British was never changed till 1947. That's why it's called permanent. That's why the system is called permanent Jamindari system. Jamindars were not permanent. Today I may be the Jamindar. Tomorrow some other may be the Jamindar. But whoever the Jamindar in that area between 1793 to 1947, the land rent fixed in a village or to a Jamindar was never changed or little changed. It's never changed means it may belong little. It's negligible amount. Right? You might have come across the word. If you are from Tamil Nadu and if you are from South, you would have come across, actually it's a Persian word, Hindi word. Kisti. Have you come across the word Kisti? Especially in Tamil Nadu, there's a famous movie called Kattavman in that that nationalists to discuss a fight against the British. So whether you have given Kisti or not, what nonsense of this British? Why do you ask the tax? What is the meaning of Kisti here is very important. Right, listen. Here the company, here the Jamindars, Jamindar 1, Jamindar 2, so on. And here the village given to him, here the peasant. Right? What is the Kisti means? Simply the tax. The tax given by the peasant to the Jamindar is called Kisti. Even you can ask your father and your grandparents, what is the meaning of Kisti? Right? And later, listen, the Jamindar then deposit the money to the company. This is called Peshkush. Actually, these are all Persian word, Hindi word, Persian word actually. So Kisti means here Peshkush. Keep it in mind. When you become official, after becoming official, these kinds of words would be used deliberately through top to bottom, Kashmir to Kanyam, especially in Tamil Nadu. Even though Tamil language is being that official language, even in Tamil also, right? In Tamil Nadu also, the same kind of administrative words are used. Peshkush, Kisti. So many Persian words are there. Even today also I'm saying. Even if you go to district level, Jamabandi, this day Jamabandi, everything is Jama concept or Akbar concept. Even today we are using it. Okay. So this is what the permanent system. If you know permanent, remaining is very easy. Next, write it. Rayatwari system. Next, write it. Rayatwari system. Introduced in 1820. Introduced in 1820 by Governor General. I write it in separate. By Governor General Lord Hastings. Don't confuse with Warren Hastings. Here I use the word Lord Hastings. Warren Hastings is different. Lord Hastings is different. By the Governor General Lord Hastings and the officials and other official. 2018 preliminary question. This is 2018 preliminary question. And other official. One is Thomas Munro. Thomas Munro. Another is Alexander Reed. Alexander Reed. Exactly 2018 preliminary question. What is the question is, which of the following officials are related to Rayatwari system? This is the question. Right. They have given 3 officials. First name. Listen here. 3 officials I have given. Right. Second official Thomas Munro. No change from our class notes. Third official Alexander Reed. No change. But instead of giving Lord Hastings, the first official they have given is Cornwallis. Actually, Cornwallis is associated with the Jamindari system. Right. Choose the right answer. Right. A 1 and 2. B 2 and 3. Right. C 1 and 3. 1, 2, and 3. Answer is very, very simple. exact. Replicated the question. Which are the following officer related to Rayatwari system? The three officer is given. Very easy. You can eliminate the convolutes. Remaining two is the answer. That's why I'm saying I'm not boasting, or even it may be exaggerated. From this area, question will be asked. We know very well through our experience, and as a student myself studied, right, wrote exams 4 times, right? 4 attempts I have given it. We know, and another 11, 10 plus 11 years we are here, right? So we knew it. Based on that, you take. So officials is over. Next area. What all the area is? First Madras province. Second Bombay province. Next Coorg. Actually, keep it in mind. Coorg administration was entirely different. Later, it was included into Coorg area, that is in Karnataka region, Coorg area, and later in Assam. In Assam part also, this land revenue system. Actually, I expected this Coorg area. In which of the following area Rayatwari system was introduced? I expected this, but they asked the simplest question of who are associated with this. Understood? Yes. So here personalities area I said it. Okay. Next, the same way Jamindari also we discussed here Rayatwari. Now I have to discuss why it is called Rayatwari. Why it is called Jamindari? Why it is called permanent? I said here why it is called Rayatwari is actually it is the word Rayatwari is derived from Telugu word. Write it. It is derived from the Telugu word Rayatha or Rayatu. In Karnataka also the same thing. Rayatha is there, peasant. In Telugu it is called Rayatu. So it is taken from the Telugu word Rayatu. Rayatu means farmer, peasant, peasant. Okay, it means that, listen, why it is called Jamindari means land revenue system between British and Jamindar, not between British and peasant. Am I right? Land revenue system between British and Jamindar, that's why it's called Jamindari. Here, land revenue system between British and Rayatu, that's why the system is called Rayatwari system. All the people draw the diagram. You go back to Jamindari system. With reference to the Jamindari system, you try to draw the Rayatwari system. Try. If it is wrong, not at all matter. Just you strike it out. 1/4 of a page will be over. Not your entire asset will be exhausted. Yes. So what is Rayatwari system? I will draw. Just you check it whether right or not. Here is the company, right? Straight away with the peasant. That's all. Simplest diagram. Or Rayatu 1, Rayatu 2, and so on. So here no intermediaries, nothing. It's like a present day income tax. If I am that person, citizen, I would directly pay the income tax to the government. In the same way, no intermediates between the IT department and me. So likewise here, directly. So no intermediate, nothing. So simple. Na? From whom government company collected tax? From Jamindari, then it is called Jamindari system. From whom the company collected tax? From Rayatu, that's why it's called Rayatwari. No need to buy heart. Rayatwari system, Jamindari system, Jamindari system. If you know the word meaningful, that's all over. Okay. But if you carefully see here, this Rayatwari in this, the land is permanent, land rent is permanent or not means next to point you write it. Land rent varied. You write it. Land rent is not permanent. Land rent varied. Once should be varied once in 15 years or 20 years. It means that land rent should be revised. So law says once in 15 year or 20-year land rent should be revised. But practically what happened, right? British arbitrarily increased the land rent every year. It's like a hasty, they started to increase. Arbitrarily increased. So as per law, once in 15 years or 20 years. But here, whenever the company wanted, for example, if they wanted to wage a war, they need huge money, immediately whatever the Rayatwari system area, they would increase. Keep it in mind. But Jamindari area, they never, they can't because system was like this. But Rayatwari area, wait, they increased it. That's why, listen, last class one asked it, why different land revenue system is, listen, in Jamindari system or permanent system, British felt that I cannot increase the tax according to me, but I want to change it. That's why in Rayatwari system, they said that it is not permanent. Why? Already they faced some issues in Jamindari. Understood? Next point is the peasants are the owner of the land. Note it down. Peasants mean Rayatu are the owner of the land. But in Jamindari system, who are the owner of the land was Jamindar. Keep it in mind. That's a different. So here, that's why I said Jamindars were the proprietor. I particularly use the word. So, but here, peasants were the owner. So even today, I have land. I built my house. I have land. I am tilling it. As long as I am paying the tax, property tax or house tax to the government, land is mine. Property is mine. If I refuse to pay, government would come and would do something. It would confiscate it. Same manner. As long as I pay the tax, I am the owner of the land. Otherwise, not. Okay. So here land rent is not permanent. Here land rent varied, and varied means always increased. I will tell when the land system was introduced in 1820, right? Listen, at the time 33%, but every year increased. At one stage, 1860, what is the land rent was 65%. Just to imagine. 1860s or 1870s, after the Great Revolt, it was increased to 65%, two-third. Just imagine, if I earn 100 rupees, I have to pay tax 65 rupees. 35 rupees is mine. For that, why should I earn? Am I right? That's why many didn't. Actually, tax, all should pay tax. There is no tax evasion. That is absolutely wrong. Tax is essential for our development. But taxation should be judicious way. It's a rightful way. Today, the government is putting 10%, 20% of tax. Good. That too, if you see tax slabs, higher the pay, higher the income, higher the land rent, higher the tax. That is good. 10% slab, 20% slab, 30% slabs are there. Am I right? But here what happened, if government, you consider government of India said all should pay 60% tax means no one would work. I worked my had a hard work, but 60% of tax should be given means what is the purpose of working? So tax is important, but it should not be it should not be an unjudicious way. Understood? So this is the biggest issue. Okay. Now another issue is in Rayatwari system. Next point you write it. Land rent should be paid only in cash. Money. Land rent should be paid only in cash. Okay, now question may be asked. Then what about Jamindari system? You write this point in Jamindari system. You go back to Jamindari system and add this. Land rent can be paid either in cash or commodity. Can be paid either in cash or commodity. right? But here you should pay land rent only in cash. It means that, listen, I am the peasant. I cultivated, I harvested, I have food grains in my sand back sack, SACK, sack. First, I have to sell my food grains in market. I have to convert it into money. Okay, then I should pay. Sometimes what happened is there is no market price. Our prices were very less. Though sufficient production, then what would get? I would get very meager return. But the tax was high. I have to pay the tax. Otherwise, my land would be confiscated. So what I did to fill the shortage money, I approached money lenders. Some unscrupulous money lender started to misuse the innocence and ignorance and illiteracy of the peasants. And here problem is money lenders. So next point you write. So since land rent should be paid in cash, right? Issue of money lender. Not all money lender, few money lenders. Few money lenders. This is the biggest. So in Rayatwari system, who has the biggest problem is money lender. In Jamindari system, who are the biggest problem is Jamindars. If you don't know this, you cannot study peasant movement. You can't study 1857 revolt. How Jamindars were problematic people? Type it. So how money lenders were problematic people? I explained. How Jamindars were problematic in Jamindar system? Type it. Type it. Huh? So Rayatwari money lenders were the problem. In Jamindari, in Rayatwari money lenders were the problem. In Jamindari, Jamindars were the problem. Why? My question is why? Yes, yes. Some is right. Jamindar didn't improve the quality of land, and Jamindar problem is right. Themselves increase the tax. Actually, British said land is rent is fixed, but Jamindar said Jamindar expelled the peasant. That's why keep it in mind. In Jamindari system, Jamindars were the problem to the peasant because themselves would expel the peasant from the land. Otherwise, they would not improve the quality of the land, right? So they just enjoyed it. So their Jamindar issues here. What is the problem is the money lender issue. All these things would be helpful for next unit because negative reaction of the British. If you see revolt, uprising, in that you could identify these kinds of issues. Okay, so this is what Rayatwari system. Next, Mahalwari system. Next is Mahalwari system, introduced in 1833. Introduced in 1833 during Governor General William Bendick. During Governor General William Bendick and other official Mackenzie, and R.M. Bird. R.M. Bird. So among that, who played a vital role is this Mackenzie. So just to put a wall and around him. So that's why this system, Magalwari system, is also called Mackenzie system because he played a crucial role. That's why the system is also called Mackenzie system. So in this COVID period itself, you put a very strong foundation. That's why again and again I insist you, this is the right time to study. Myself is studying 5 hours, 6 hours a day, even after the classes are. You can study 10 hours, right? Even myself is a married man, children are there. But what do you have children? Husband, wife, looking after that turn? No, nothing. Your parents are looking after you. You are completely free, and this is a right time to study. That too, in this time, please never leave it. Don't go anywhere. Government itself says stay safe and study. Use this greatest opportunity. Right. That's why I insist. That's why I started to take history. If you completed modern India history, because that is a two book spectrum book NCERT you have to study. If you completed it, ancient medieval, other part is whatever the effort you put the modern India, the same effort if you put it ancient medieval, all of the topic of modern that is a history part is over. Right. So don't wait for that, because cancelling of examinations and is going on, and the daily counting is increasing academic wise. We don't know why do you wait for that. Okay, straight away. That's why I said normally core subject, especially history, I would always like to take in the offline classes, but the time period is like this, and this is a more. And if you got my point, you go on to study. Right now, you spend more time on studying history. It's a major subject, modern India. So these are all very important. So this is also called Mackenzie system. Here, person next area. One is Punjab. So entire Punjab province. Punjab means both in India as well as in Pakistan. So Indian side Punjab, Pakistan side Punjab. Because Punjab province was very big. Even today, if you see, right, major part of Sikhism and Sikh related things are there in Punjab, Kartarpur, Nankana Sahib, Lahore, the political headquarters of Raja Ranjit Singh and the Sikh people. Many are there in Pakistan side. What is there in India side is very less. The case of Punjab. Okay. So here this area Punjab. Punjab province means both. Next is North Western province. Northwestern province. I never use the word Northwestern frontier province. Here is the Northwestern province. It's a very interesting. If you are from Delhi or from Rajasthan or Haryana, you may know very well of this. This is Delhi. If you go to Delhi area, right, Delhi itself is surrounded by Haryana. And this side, what will come? Rajasthan would come. This side, what would come? Uttar Pradesh would come. And again, what would come is Haryana would come. It's a typical, especially the present day, the Mewati region. Even those who are from Rajasthan, UP, Wala, might have come across the Mewattis. Am I right? So Mewattis, even one law and order issues recently is there in Mewati, right? So these are all that's a very important. Feroshpur, Jurka is there. So this Mewati region, this area, actually, what is Northwestern province mean? The tri-junction of a three state, Rajasthan, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh. That tri-junction and some part of present day Delhi. This is called Northwestern province. Don't confuse with Northwestern frontier province. Maximum it would come this. Because Punjab is different here. Even why not? Today only Haryana. Before that it is also Punjab. Only in 1966, Punjab is bifurcated of Hindi speaking state and Punjabi state, where Hindi speaking is called Haryana and the remaining Punjabi speaking is the Punjab. If you are from Haryana, Punjab, definitely would have come across this. So this area. That's a Mewati area, Mewati and adjacent. This is very important. Understood? So this is even one Akshay Kumar movie. How many of them from Hindi belt? I don't know. I think any from Hindi belt? Raise your hands. Delhi wala, Delhi people are is there? You might have come across Akshay Kumar movie. Is the Bahalpur or in that village is located in between three state. It's a very important, super movie. I forget this one. It's the village is located in the midst of three state. They wanted to give some petition on behalf of the village development. First, they would go to Rajasthan government. Rajasthan government would say, no, no, this is not our area. This would go to Uttar Pradesh. Then they would go to Uttar Pradesh. In that, they would say, no, no, it would come under Haryana. No one is looking after the village. At last, Akshay Kumar find a novel invention, and what he did, it's like a fraud. What one is, overnight himself would make alien impression. Alien landed in this village, and overnight, what happened? It would get the national media. Then the village became so popular. Likewise, one movie would go 10 years before. So, like this area. What I'm saying is, whenever you are studying it, link it with any movie or any other incident. Then you would never forget forever. So this area, okay. So this is what concept. First is ER, second is personality, third is area, fourth is why. Why it is called Mahalwari. So keep it in mind. Mains portion of modern India is also our. In the mains, whenever you are writing, this is the template. So always create a template. If you see war means template. Cause, course of action, in course of action, personality, important war, treaty, template. Likewise here also template. These are all the template. So this alone would take time. If you make such a template, in between gap, inside it, you will easily write the points. So here, why? Why it is called simple. Here is British. You are all write it any of the margin. Why it is called Jamindari mean land rent with Jamindar. Land rent system with Jamindar. So it's called Jamindari. Right? Why it is called Rayatwari mean, right, land rent with whom is Rayatu. That's why it's called Rayatwari. Why it is called Mahalwari? Simple, right, land rent with Mahal. Simple. So one side always British, other side with whom the land rent. So with whom they collected land, Jamindar. So Jamindari, Rayatwari, Mahalwari. Okay, if you are in Tamil Nadu, it's very easy. Vari, don't confuse with Vari. It's a Vari. Right? Tamil mein I am writing. Okay. So Jamin Vari, Rayat Vari, Mahal Vari, over. Right? So the Rayatu paid the Vari, so that's why it's Rayat Vari. Jamin paid the Vari, so it's Jamin Vari. So simple. You make like this. So what is the meaning of Mahal? Mahal is the Urdu word. What is Mahal? Is it's an estate, write it. Estate or village community. Estate means big land. Big land. Big land is estate mean not necessarily to be tea estate, coffee estate. Why that is also called estate mean? Because if you see tea and coffee estate, you do go for 100 acre, 200 acre. That's why we are using the tea estate, coffee estate. Even in the plain also, or even in the floodplains of near Varanasi, right, or all along the near Agra, all along the Yamuna and Gangetic River also. If I am staying in Agra, I have 100 acre of land in Agra near Yamuna River. I am also an estate owner. Understood? Estate means big land, vast land. So estate are with village community. Underline this word. This is very important, right? Yes. So here you have to understand. This is the only difference between Raidori and the Mahalwari. Listen, here is company, here is village community. Village community means peasants. Here also peasants. Here also peasants. Okay. So many. Village community means peasants, whoever has the land. Okay. So they collected tax from whom is village community. Keep it in mind. What is Mahalwari? Simple. It is a mixture of Jamindari and Rayatwari. From Jamindari, they took one or two. From Rayatwari, they took one or two. That led to Mahalwari. Some of Jamindari, some of Mahalwari. Taken? Yes. So keep it in mind. If you are from Punjab, Rajasthan, Delhi, northern part, this word is very important because in your area, this kinds of land revenue system. From that, you can easily rule it. And even from other students, if you are appointed an officer in this above said state, earlier said state, right, definitely you should know. Listen, they have to collect the tax from village community, not from village peasant. Keep it in mind. In Rayatwari system, they directly collected. This is Rayatwari system, directly collected. But in Mahalwari system, right, they didn't collect the tax. Rather than what they did is, listen, the land rent was assessed not with the individual peasant. Note it down, this all. Land rent was assessed with the whole village. But a Rayatwari system, individual peasant land rent was assessed, individual peasant must pay the tax. But here, land rent was assessed to the whole village. Okay, so I am the officer. I have not yet completed because link is as such is there. I am the officer. I would come. Okay, in this village, right? In this village, Kara Manikpur, otherwise Manikpur or Kara, whatever it is in northern part, or Jhansi, you consider. In your village, how many peasants are there? 100, right? 100%. Okay, 100%. How much of acre? All the 100%. 2,000 acres. Okay, 2,000 acres. Huh? Every year, village paid how much of land rent? Last 10 crores, sir. Before that, 11 crore. Before that, 8 crore. Okay, this year you pay 13 crore. So listen, land rent was assessed with the entire village, not to individual. So 10 crore was fixed. 10 crore rupees means each person should divide it. Okay. How much of land do you have? Yeah, I have 100. Okay. How much of land do you have? 50. So according to the land owned by each peasant, the land rent was fixed in that village level. Then sharing was according to the peasants. Okay. All the peasants are ready to provide the land rent. Who would collect means for that an intermediate was appointed. It's like a jamindar, right? Who are the intermediates? Lumberdars, you write it. Lumberdar. Is there anyone from Punjab? Punjab, Haryana? Is there anyone? No one, no one. No one from Punjab. Okay. Because here, this is very, very important. How we are using the word jamindar in Bengal area, right? Likewise, right here they use the word lumberdar. So who are lumberdar? Jamindar like person. Through the lumberdar, they collected the tax. Now you draw this diagram. Yes, this is what the small difference. But here, lumberdar, keep it in mind, they were not given wide power except collecting the tax. So they were not given wide power like jamindars except collecting tax. That's why if you see Mahalwari system, it's very similar to Jamindari as well as Rayatwari. Okay. Another thing, why it's not Jamindari means in Jamindari land rent is fixed. But here, next point you write land rent varied. That's why I said some part is related to similar to Jamindari system, some provisions are similar to the Rayatwari province, Rayatwari method. So here also land rent varied. Okay. So here also who are the owner of the land is the peasant. Next point. Who are the owner of the land is peasant. But if you see Jamindari system, Jamindars are the owner. That's why this is betterly called as the mixer of Jamindari and the Rayatwari, that is Mahalwari system. Yes, here also land rent varied. Here also land rent should be paid in cash. Note it down. Should be paid in cash. Okay. So this is called Mahalwari system. Now I have to tell the core concept because many a student by this time would have some may have some wrong idea. How? Please listen. 1793, which system was introduced? Zamindari system and existed up to 1947. Keep it in mind. When this system was going on, in 1820, another system was introduced. That also existed up to 1947. That is Rayatwari system. When this system was going on, in 1833, another system was introduced that is called Mahalwari system. Draw this. Keep it in mind. Now, out of 390 plus students, some are thinking that, might have thinking that Jamindari system was abolished. In that place only Rayatwari system was introduced. You are wrong. You are totally wrong. Jamindari system was going on in some other part and Rayatwari system was some other part, Mahalwari system in some other part, all went simultaneously, all existed simultaneously till 1947. After 1947 only, Government of India took the land reform measures. According to the land reform measure only, all were abolished. Only after independence. Actually, this area is very, very important for history, sociology, even land reforms, economy also. If you don't know these kinds of the British system, you can't study post-independent system. That's why modern India is the base for studying the post-independent, all kind of measures. Even if you take economy, what is pre-independent economy, post-independent economy, same thing. Everything is except geography because pre-independence India, geography, post-independent India, same. You can't overnight change the Deccan Plateau or you can't make the Marwar very close to Delhi. It can't move. Okay. Or overnight Gangetic could not change its course of flow. So this is called. So here different place. Here different. This is different place. This one is different place. That's all. Yes. So regarding this alone, in this alone, I would like to open the doubt clarification now itself because this is a pure remaining is very, very easy. Right. Any doubts? You may raise your hand. I will open the mic. Subramani, Tesla. You may talk.
Good morning, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Sir, just a quick query, sir. You said like in Zamindar system, the Zamindar was the one who was creating some problems, and in Rayatwari systems, moneylenders are creating the problems. And how about in Mahalwari system? So, what was the actual problem they have faced? Whom has created the problem in Mahalwari system, and how these three differentiated? So, could you please help me on this?
Differentiation is this, the same.
Okay.
Great. System that I didn't say. Problem is the lumbardars. How
So,
zamindars collect same way in lumbardar system also. For example, I am the government official. I am asked by the government to collect 10 rupees from you people. But instead of 10 rupees, if I collected 20 rupees, that is a problem. Both in Jamindari, Jamindar did it. In Mahalwari, the lumbardar did it. That is a problem of Mahalwari. One. Second thing is you have to pay the land rent in cash. Then in Mahalwari also, whose problem is money lenders problem.
okay. Yeah, fine. Thank you, sir.
Puja,
Hello, sir. Sir, am I audible? Sir, in these three systems, we can say that Zamindari and Mahalwari is more profitable to British, right? So, sorry, Raitwari and Mahalwari is more profitable to British because they can increase the tax whenever they want. But why did then they not abolish Zamindari system?
actually, if it's well established, again, if they wanted to rewrite means it's not at all easy. That too, Bengal province is very big. That too, they entered into the Jamindari system. And one thing, rewriting and changing of such a system is extremely because you you have to change it from top to bottom. One important thing. Second thing is if you overnight abolish the Jamindari system in hundreds of thousands of Jamindars would become jobless. They would started to revolt. Already the British, that's a company was facing so much of revolt. They didn't want another the rich people to be revolted. The company foresighted that this is not viable. Okay, we committed some issues, some problem. Okay, let us confine to the Bengal alone, but it should not be repeated in other part. That's why they didn't evolve the system in Madras and Punjab.
Okay, sir, thank you.
Actually, whatever students are asking is all our mains topic. You have to carefully listen the question and answer. And if you want, you have to note it down. In mains, you have to write like this. Sivapriya. Sivapriya.
Good morning, sir. Sir, I'm audible, sir.
Yes, yes.
Sir, I have a doubt. So, in Mahalwari system also, the moneylenders problem arise, right? Right now, sir. Okay. And one more doubt in the last class, sir. Sir, can I ask, sir? No.
Ask. You ask. Okay, anyhow, you ask it already. On the mic. Ask.
Okay, sir. Means the subsidiary alliance they implemented, no, sir. So that was the first step of using doctrine of misgovernance. Am I right, sir? Or
Maybe, but the doctrine of misgovernance and subsidiary alliance are different. But it is considered as an initial step. Maybe consider. Okay. Interpretation wise, you can write it in.
sorry, sir.
Interpretation wise, you can write it in mains. You can write like
Okay, sir. And one more doubt, sir. Sir, I have a history of modern India by Bipin Chandra right now, sir. But I have NCRT only in the online thing. So can I use that Bipin Chandra? Can I replace this, sir? Or shall I use only? Should I use only NCRT?
okay. If you have that book, then you study the hard copy of the Modern India by Bipin Chandra. More or less one and the same, but a few topics are elaborated that are optional. Okay, not at all issue. You wherever you feel easy, you study it. Better to study Modern India, the hard copy.
Okay, sir.
By
Thank you,
chance
sir.
you don't have.
Okay, okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
So if you have any other doubts, you may ask at the end of the session, because now why did I open mean this excludes related to the land revenue system alone. Prakash.
Sir, good morning, sir. Sir, you said the Mahalwari system was introduced in 1833, but I saw in NCERT book as 1822 or 1823. They said that the year. It is 1833 or 1823, sir.
1833 only.
Okay, sir. The Lambardars means the village headmans, right? The village headmans are known as Lambardars, right, sir?
Yes, some respect. Headmans are called Lambardar. Exactly right. Exactly.
Yeah.
So in
That's
Jamindar
also.
also it takes a headman like this. Same way Lambardar. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, sir.
All note it down. Lambardars are very similar to Jamindar. Who are Jamindar village headman? Here also in Punjab area, the Lambardars. Even if you come down to Maharashtra, Gujarat, Chaudhary, it's like a Mukadams. In North India, you might have come across very similar to that in Punjab region. Haripriya.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Sir, I have a doubt regarding vote for a system. You said it was actually prevailing in Coorg. So was Coorg a part of Mysore, sir?
No, Coorg was entirely different administration. Coorg was not at all under Mysore kingdom. Coorg was under the control of the British, and there is a separate administration. It was not even under the control of Mysore, Madras government also. If you see that, it will be like this. If you see the map of South, it would be like this. Actually, here is the Mysore kingdom, and Madras province would cover this much part. And here, sorry, this much part except the Travancore. Here Travancore would come, here Mysore would come, from Chilka Lake and major part of the Karnataka and major part of the Kerala and the entire Tamil Nadu and part of Andhra Pradesh was once upon a time Madras province, except Mysore and Travancore, princely state, except a small part called Coorg. Coorg under the separate commissioner, British commissioner appointed. It's not part and parcel of Mysore king.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
That's why if you are from Karnataka, you may know that the people of Coorg even is being demanding of a separate state of identity, culture. Yes, miss. Priyadarshini.
Sir, good morning. My doubt is regarding the zamindari system. Now, sir, you said that in zamindari system, once if the amount wasn't being able to pay, the land was annexed by the zamindar. And then, so when these zamindars changed, what would happen to the land that was under their control? Like, would they give it to the British or would they keep them for themselves? That's my question, sir.
Yeah. The British only appointed Jamindar. I was appointed as a Jamindar. So under my possession, 1,000 acres are there. Even I am holding the 1,000 acre not for myself. I am holding it on behalf of the British. So actually the ultimate landlord was the British, but British gave 1 or 2 village, that is 1,000 acres to me. In that I was collecting. When I died, what British would do, instead of me, the 1,000 acre would be given to some other Jamindar. That Jamindar was under the British. That's all. The Jamindar cannot sell any land because he was holding the land on behalf of the British. Got it? Yes, I hope you.
Hello, sir. Yes, sir, I got
correct.
it. Yes, I got it. And just one more question, sir. Now, like it is quite a common question now. Sir, in Lambardari system, when the people couldn't pay it in terms of cash, what would have been done? Still then their land would have been annexed because of this, there could be a natural calamity which spoiled the farm produce and things like that could have happened. What would happen,
Yes.
sir?
When natural calamities happened, not only 1%, almost all the percent would suffer it. At the time, land would not be annexed. Otherwise, if all the lands were taken by the government and all the peasants were expelled, with whom they would cultivate. So, if one normal circumstance, extraordinary circumstance, either that land rent remission would be taken or excuse would be provided by, was provided, not would be provided, was provided by the government.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Priya?
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Hello. Sir, I have a doubt regarding village community, sir. Whether the village community decides the tax amount to be paid, sir.
Come again?
So, village community only decides the tax amount you have to set now, sir. Whether it is the person among the village community or there is a person appointed by the British, sir.
Listen. Tax to be assessed on entire village. Here, 1 minute. Don't confuse with these things. Tax was not assessed by the village community. A British official would come. He would assess the tax for the entire village community, and he would say the entire village community should pay this much of amount. And on behalf of the British, who would collect the taxes, the respectful person or village head, Lambardar, would collect it in that village and would give it to the government. Village community would not assess the tax, they were the taxpayers.
Okay, sir. So, whether they are deciding how much the peasants should be paid, sir.
Yes, that's it. It's how much the peasant should pay it. Actually, here village community means what one? Whoever the people in that village possess the land. Here also again Rayatu. Rayatu, I should not use the word because it's a South Indian word. Here also, ultimately, the tax burden is on individual peasant.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
380 plus people are there. What is Rayatwari system means? I am the British. I say each Priya or so and so, all should pay the tax individually. All deposit the tax into my account. That is Rayatwari system. Individually. Otherwise, I say 380 plus people. Okay. I don't know the name. Right? I said all the 380 plus people should pay 20 lakh rupees. Then what you would do among the 300, the 20 lakhs should be divided based on your job. That's the what concept is Mahalwari. That's all.
Okay.
Next.
Sir. Thank you, sir.
Vijay. Vijay. Next. Anand.
Hello, sir. Is it audible?
Yes, yes.
Sir, actually, in Mahalwari system, peasant gives those money to the village community, no, sir?
Yeah.
Village community collects those money from peasant. Then who is that village community, sir? Actually, those one people collect from peasant, sir?
Money, land rent would be assessed to the village community. Who is village community means individual person. In a 200 people are there, all are village community. Whoever possess the land of cultivating, all are village community.
Okay, sir.
But I am the government official. I cannot go to individual person to assess the land rent. To make it easy, I come how many people are the 200? All the 200 should pay 5,000 rupees, 10,000 rupees. You yourself.
Okay, sir. Oh, okay. Thank you, sir.
Sri Darshini.
Morning, sir. Am I audible? So I have a couple of questions. Like you said, if in the Mahalwari system, that rent is directly collected from the village community, then how come Lambardas come in between, sir? So it should be like they collect directly from Lambardas only, no, sir?
Yes. Actually, the assessment only the village. From village community means 0%. Yeah. Village, who is village community? All the 200 members are village community. Village community cannot pay the tax. For example, all the 200% right should pay the tax. Who would collect the tax? For that, a respectable person, headman in that village, his name is Lambardar, was appointed on behalf of the British. He would collect it. Village community means village community would pay the tax. Who is village community? Village community is a person or a group of people. It's a group
Yes,
of
sir.
people. A group of people cannot. On group of people who would collect, Lambardar would collect it and would give it.
That's what, sir. So why can't we say that it is directly collected from Lambardars? Like that, we could say, no, sir. Like in case of Zamindars.
That's why they faced a problem in Jamindari system. That's why they want Jamindar like person, but they don't want Jamindari system because they
Okay, sir.
created. If they wanted to collect the tax, if you wanted to assess everything through the Lambardar main, again the Lambardar would become very things and they would started to extract the people.
Yes, sir.
These kinds of in Jamindari system. That's why they are slightly varied in Mahalwari
Okay,
system.
sir. Thank you, sir. Other doubt is like you said that each system has separate areas, like everything has separate areas. Like how decided that in this, for example, in Punjab province Mahalwari system, why can't Zamindari system be there?
It's based on local customs
Okay,
because
sir.
India is that multicultural, geographical region. What is suitable for that area and what is suitable for the British, through which they could maximize the land rent. Accordingly, they introduced it.
Okay, sir. Then the last doubt is in some of the system, if they couldn't pay the cash like rent, the land of the peasants will be expelled, no, sir. So what in the case of Zamindari and Rayatwari system, sir? If they are not able to pay rent or the cash.
Right? That's why I already said if I didn't pay the land rent, government would confiscate my land, and some people are ready to purchase my land. It will easily sell the land to them.
Okay,
Nothing.
sir. So it is same in all three cases, no?
Even today also, if you couldn't pay the tax, your property will be zabti and it will be sold.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay. Remaining we will discuss. Last doubt at the end of this. So remaining I will right at the end of the session I will ask related to this topic. Okay. Open the next subtopic. Open the topic. The land revenue system is over. Next subtopic. Yes. What's the next subtopic? You will type it. Taken? Yes. So this is also very important. 2018 or 19, three questions from this. What is the topic is the introduction of English education system or the Western education system. So listen, 1770s onwards, British started to capture, gradually started to capture this area. but the earliest area they captured was Bengal. And later is the Carnatic region, Mysore region, like this. Okay. As I said, India is multilinguistic country. India is the only country in the world multilinguistic of that much of diversity. Other countries also has a linguistic variety, but less. One language is predominant, right? But here it's not like that. Almost all the language are there, respected in all the area, right? So here in this, initially British didn't realize it. What the British considered after capturing Bengal, just imagine 1770s, they consider that Bengali is the only language. So they started to learn Bengali and consider that hereafter it's very easy to rule India because all people knew Bengali language. You just did. Then Carnatic wars were over, right? They started to speak Bengali here, no one knew. Then they started to learn Telugu, Tamil, likewise. Then Maratha area they conquered. Then they started to speak this. No one knew of this. Then only they came to know, no. If we started to learn the Indian language till the generations, we have to learn, or till the death, we have to learn the Indian language because that many languages are there. That's why listen, from 1770s to listen till some years, they learned our language, they learned our culture, they learned our customs, they made effort. But after this, they consider it is impossible to learn our language. Then what they consider? Okay, hereafter it is impossible to study Indian language because Indian languages are there. So hereafter they started to introduce English, their language, their culture, right, their customs, everything. So here, this year is significant. What is the demarcation year? Before that, they learned our language. After that, we have been learning their language. What is the demarcation year? Is 1835. So under this topic, introduction of English education, we are going to study two parts. One is whatever the measure taken before 1835, after 1835. So this is the way. First, you are studying a unit. You should know what I am going to study, what method, you split it, then you put a structure, template is possible, template, then you go for fragmentation. It should be like this. Once you read your question, automatica mind mapping, automatica would come. Then you start writing means no striking, no unwanted points. Once started to write, automatica till the end, your answer flow would be coherent. Okay, so in this topic, before 1835, after 1835. Shall we start? Yes, first subtopic, you write it. So even you could split this topic into two, before 1835, after 1835. First subtopic is measure taken by British before 1835. Already 2018 or 19, 3 questions. I don't know why from the small topic they asked 3 questions. It's a bumper if you studied this. Yes. Shall we start? First point. In 1770s, I am discussing before 1835. In 1770s, Governor General Warren Hastings established Calcutta Madrasa at Calcutta. At Calcutta, yes, to study Islamic law. Yes, simple. You might have come across a madrasa. Don't confuse with Madras. Even if you go to north, we people used to call Madrasi. He is from Madrasi. Whenever I supposed to visit Delhi and UP, that area we used to say Chennai. Even many people does not know where is Chennai. If I said I am from Madrasi, oh Madrasi, Tamil Nadu, that's very known of this. Don't confuse with Madrasi is different here. Madras. madrasa. What is madrasa? It's a Islamic college, especially Islamic religious college. How it's very similar to Gurukula institution in Hinduism, where Vedas, Upanishad are being taught. In the same way, here is Islamic college where Quran, Hadith, Sharia, such teachings. Yes. So here he opened Calcutta Madrasa. So in Calcutta, a Islamic college he was started. What is the purpose? To study Islamic law. Islamic law were written in which language? Persian and Urdu. Arabic language is not famous in India. That's why maximum Persian and Urdu. Why Islamic law? To who? For whom to study mean British? Because India many Persian and the Urdu language related are there, right? And many Muslims are speaking the Urdu. If you know British, if British know this language, they can easily administer the law. So to understand the customs, because Mughal language was Persian, many works, many administrations were written in Persian. Understood? Yes. So to study that Calcutta Madrasa. Second point. In 1780s, 1790s, you write it. Because this is 1780s. Next point, 1780s. A company officer, William Jones, established Asiatic Society of India. Asiatic Society of India to understand Indian culture. Asiatic Society of Calcutta, you change it. It's not India. Asiatic Society of Calcutta to understand Indian culture. Yes. So why should they understand Indian culture? Is listen, British should rule India. If they wanted to rule India, they should know about Indian people. Not only the British, even for you also. Whoever you are, you may be from Assam. After that, you are appointed as an IAS officer in Kerala. Assam culture is different, Kerala culture is different. Then how would you take measure in Kerala, man? While studying UPSC itself, you thoroughly study social, economic, historical sense of the Kerala. So once you are appointed as an IAS officer in Kerala, you will not feel it alien area. Easily you would take measures. Am I right? That's why you even studying Indian culture, art and culture. Without understanding people, you can't administer it. The same thing British realized that led to establishment of Asiatic Society of Bengal to understand Indians was to rule it easy. Next point, in 1790s. So two things happened in 1790s. 1790s, a British officer, 1790s, a British officer, Jonathan Duncan, established a Sanskrit college at Varanasi. Sanskrit college at Varanasi to study Hindu law, because Hindu laws were codified in Sanskrit. Manu Shastra, Dharma Shastra, Smritis, right? These things were codified in Sanskrit. That's why that British wanted to know, to understand, to rule the people. That's why. So always keep it in mind. If you are learning a language, mean that language should be spoken by the people. If the language is not spoken by the people, what is the purpose of learning the language? It is a people of people's language, right? So I think, why not? You will also forced to study. You know Assamese, the same thing. If you are from Assam, you know Assamese. But if you are appointed IAS officer in Kerala, wait, you should know Malayalam. After becoming IAS officer posting, you should know Malayalam thoroughly. For that, exams are there. Not only here, all that. Otherwise, you are appointed in your own state. Otherwise, the state where the language is same. Otherwise, if you are from Tamil Nadu, Kerala, South, don't know Hindi. If you are appointed in Hindi speaking state, you should know Hindi and you have to write the exam to clear 10th standard. Hindi knowledge you should know and you should thoroughly speak. Otherwise, if you are from IAS officer from Rajasthan in Tamil Nadu, you might have seen that. They would. Vandom, Nangponom, have you come across this? Many IAS officer of other state are speaking Tamil. Why? They should write and clear, then only promotion. Keep it in mind. So study is not over just in till IAS officer. After becoming IAS officer, only real study start. Proficiency regarding language. So here these kinds of measure. And the fourth measure is in 1813 Charter Act. In 1813 Charter Act, rupees 1 lakh was allotted. Rupees 1 lakh was allotted for the promotion of education system. That to what education system is? Indian education system. Because they wanted to promote local education, vernacular education system. For that, rupees 1 lakh was allotted. So likewise, up to 1835, so many measures were taken regarding the Indian language, regarding the improvisation of the Indian customs. But gradually the British were facing the problem. What kind of problem is? In 1800, not at all. Whenever, listen, that British Raj was expanding, they felt difficult of language, customs, so on. So they felt difficult, especially the language. Initially, they didn't aware of this, but later they faced such a problem. That's why now gradually, listen, by 1830s, there is a big debate going on. So why should we study the Indian language? Because no one Indian language, so many Indian languages are there, right? So no, it is difficult to study all the Indian language. So we have to, right, uh, introduce the English language. Likewise, already debate was going on. One such a debate happened in 1830s. So you write it, 1830s debate regarding language. Now we are approaching the 1830s. 1830s. What kind? Means, right, whose period at the time is Governor General William Bentinck. So William Bentinck period, and where such a debate is in his executive council. So William Bentinck was the Governor General. In his executive council only the debate. We already studied initially 1+4, 1+3, likewise Governor General and his executive council. In this only such a debate. What kind of debate? Yes, listen. In this council, some people were favorable to English. Simultaneously write it. Favorable to English, that is introduction of English language. Such a people are called Anglicists. Anglicists. Are called Anglicist. In that, who is the head of the Anglicist demanding is Macaulay. So Macaulay, one of the executive council member in that 1+4, 5 here, he was strongly in favor of this, the Anglicist group. But some group is there. No, sir. William Bentinck, don't introduce English language. Why? Even these bloody people, Indians, didn't know their own language. Don't introduce English. They would kill English. Even many are doing today also. I'm right. Just imagine 150 years before. Even they didn't know their own language. Then after introducing English, what it's going to. So these one or two people favorable to vernacular language, right? So favorable to English, favorable to vernacular language, such a people are called Orientalist. Such a people are called Orientalist. And who is the head of the Orientalist group is Princeps. Princeps, a person. So one side Macaulay group, another side is the Princeps group. Now debate is going on, heated debate is going on. Now who is the final decision maker is the William Bentinck. Am I right? Because he is the Governor General. Now it's up to William Bentinck. You heard right like this. And it is up to William Bentinck to decide. So it's a William Bentinck to decide what William Bentinck did. He favored this side. Favored this side, right? Accordingly, what happened? He asked Macaulay, you form a report. Such a report is called Macaulay report or Macaulay minutes. You write it. In your lower class, you might have studied this. Minutes of Macaulay. Minutes means minutes of meeting. Very similar to that. Minutes of Macaulay. These are all very important. Okay. As per that, minutes of Macaulay or Macaulay Commission. Based on that minutes of Macaulay only, English was introduced as a medium of language exactly in the year 1835. Now we arrived at the year 1835. Taken 1835. So this much of information. First they tried to understand our culture. Later debate. At the end only they introduced English language. So keep it in mind. Which year English was introduced as an official language? Communication language is 1835. Since 1835 till this date, both the central government as well as various state governments have been using English as a language. That is the official language. Understood? Any doubt up to this? Next is subtopic, you write it, measures after 1835. What kind of measures after 1835? Yeah. 5 minutes break, then we will discuss. Yes. Next subtopic is the after 1835. After setting up of any major work, how the work is happening, for that you have to periodically appoint the commissions, you have to periodically revive it, then only you can look into that how a system is functioning. Yes. So in this, the important is the English language. Now hereafter British communication is through English. If I'm the British, you are the Indian, I'm teaching in English, you understood it. So not at all. So I'm easily interacting and reaching you. Without knowing that, if I started to teach in Chinese or in Spanish, how could I reach you? It's difficult and you cannot interact with me. And that led to the huge distance between the staff and the students, aspirants. So what's the language the ruler know? The people should know. Okay, now ruler adopted English means people also should know the same English. It means that in various schools and educational institutions, also English medium should be there. Angriji medium. Yes, even a Hindi movie is there. Saif Ali Khan, I think I forgot the hero. Angriji medium, English medium could be seen throughout India, along with the local Hindi medium or Tamil medium or so on and so on. Okay, so here this is what government wanted to periodically review how my system is functioning, how it reached the common man. For that, after 1835, various commissions were established. So after 1835, right, this important commissions. Everything is related to English language. Important commission. Only 3 or 4 commissions. All the commissions recommendations, please go through it. Since it's difficult to enumerate all here because of factual information, what you have to do here is you have to write. So I will give the commission's name. You have to go through that. In spectrum book, these recommendations are that. If I again saying recommendation, it will be just dictating a fact that may not be helpful for. One is Charles Woods dispatch or commission. Okay, dispatch 1854. 1854, Charles Woods commission or Charles Woods dispatch. Okay. This commission was appointed. Listen, it gave recommendation. Commission means it should give recommendation. Okay, what is the recommendations? What is the significance? 1 or 2 important thing I will give it. So what is the important thing of the recommendation is, well, first point, you write it, setting up of university. So it said that will kindly set up universities to control the colleges and schools, so on so on. So setting up of universities. This is important. Actually, based on this in setting recommendation only, 3 earliest universities were started in India. One is Madras University, another is Bombay University, another is Calcutta University. Madras, Bombay, Calcutta. Even today, Madras University, Bombay, Calcutta, these 3 universities are India's earliest and first universities. As per what recommendation is Charles Woods Commission. So likewise, right, here so many recommendations were introduced by this, right, commission, right. So one important thing is Second important recommendation, note it down. This is expected question of 2021. It abolished, it asked for abolition of down infiltration concept. It may be asked. Infiltration, down infiltration theory. So keep it in mind, it didn't say introduction, rather than it asked for abolition of down infiltration theory or down infiltration concept. Okay, it wanted to abolish mean who asked for introduction of down infiltration theory is near Macaulay Minute, you write it. It is in favor of down infiltration theory. It is in favor of down infiltration theory, but the Charles Wood said that no, that's unnecessary. Abolish it. So question may be asked, as per which commission sound down infiltration theory was introduced? As per which commission report down infiltration theory was abolished? Now the question is, what is down infiltration? Simple. Filtration, infiltration, down infiltration. Right? So filtration, you people know, filtered. From here, filter coffee, or water is filtered. Am I right? Water purifier filter is there. It would down. That to down filtration. Listen, what is down filtration mean? Right. As per Macaulay Minute, what government said that, Macaulay said that, listen, here the government. Government means company. Government should teach English because that's the primary responsibility. Okay. In India, 30 crore Indians are there. 30 crore people. 30 crore people are there. Is it possible to teach individually or to all the people of English? Macaulay said, impossible. Don't do that. Government, company, don't do that. It is impossible. It is none of the business. Our business to teach all the people English. Then what Macaulay said is, listen, government, you teach already learned people. Such a learned people, listen, would learn other people. Such a learned people would learn other people. And likewise, it would percolate down to all the 30 crore people. It means that what is down infiltration theory mean? English to be taught not to all the people, only educated people. This educated people down infiltrate. So in course of time, after 50 years or 70 years, it may reach to all the people. Right. So our duty is to teach few people. Our duty is not to teach all the people. This is called down infiltration theory. If you want, note it down. This is called down infiltration. But Charles Wood said that no, this is wrong. We said English language should be. Then it is the duty of the government to teach all the people. Let us straight away teach all the people. Whoever wish, let them join in the schools and colleges. Let us provide the opportunity for teaching the English language rather than disallowing such a people. Okay, so this is called down infiltration. Question, simplest question may be asked. I expect this. How about my expectation regarding UPSC? Yourself judge of this. Okay. So what is down infiltration theory? Simpler, where down infiltration theory is used means education system. Or is who introduced the down infiltration theory? Who asked for abolition? Maximum this much of permutation combination related to this question can be a topic can be asked as question. Yes, that's all. These are all the recommendations of the Charles Woods. Right. In this only one. Likewise, Charles Woods commissions, all the recommendations are very famous. That's why these recommendations are called Magna Carta. Right? Magna Carta means very important document. That's why these recommendations are called Magna Carta of English education system in India. English education system in India. Understand? So this is what the concept. So this alone is important. Other commissions are just I will enumerate while passing on it. Yes. Next important is W. Hunter Commission. 18 82 years are not important. Yeah, 1880s. If you give, that's enough. Otherwise, leave it. Hunter Commission. Right. What's the purpose? Its object is to look into primary education system. Note it down. Actually, its object is to look into primary education system. Later only other education, because today we divide our education system into 3 tier: primary education, secondary education, higher level. Primary na up to 6th standard, secondary na up to 12th standard, higher means graduations. That is called the education system. So purpose of this commission is only to look into the primary education. That's important. What's the recommendation? Other, I am not going to. You just to peruse it, go through it. It will be helpful. Okay. Third is Thomas Raleigh Commission. Thomas Raleigh Commission, 1904. Yes, like any other commission, it also gave the recommendation. So based on recommendation, Indian University Act was passed. This is important. Indian University Act was passed. Yes. So Indian University Act was passed based on whose recommendation is Thomas Raleigh Commission. This is important. And fourth is Hartog Commission, 1928, 28 or 29. Okay, Hartog Commission. Yes, what's the commission? This is also education, but what's the important of education? This commission is it was appointed. Under that, you note it. This was appointed along with the Simon Commission. So a famous commission called Simon Commission. Along with that, this commission was appointed. Understood? Along with this commission. Likewise, so many commission, but kindly go through these commissions and kindly by heart this commission's recommendation. Since dictating in nature, that's why I'm skipping of this. If you go through other commissions, all other the commissions, few points are same. Teacher students ratio should be increased. So many institution building infrastructure to be constructed. Same thing. Syllabus should be revamped to match the current need. Likewise. So with this, we successfully completed the second subtopic. What is the second subtopic? Is the English education system. Right. The third subtopic. Third subtopic is for you. That is a civil servants. Civil service aspirant, because that itself is like this. Because as a civil service aspirant, you should know, right, what is the civil service related matters. Yes, topic is like the civil services and judiciary. That too, you revamp the topic, add one thing: modern civil services and modern judiciary. You write the topic like this: modern civil services and modern judiciary. Because civil services is not new, judiciary is not new. Many candidate aspirants are thinking that British only introduced civil services. Actually, that is British civil service. Many aspirants are thinking that the British only introduced law. That is British law. Because much before the arrival of the British, we have our own civil service concept. We have our own judiciary. Okay, but today we adopted the British judiciary. Everything is British. Am I right? The topic is modern India, Indian history. But am I teaching it in Indian language? No, I'm teaching it in English language, foreign language. Right? It's a simple thing. What is foreign? Type it. What is the meaning of foreign? What's answer? Outside, outside, not foreigner. I am not at all. I am asked foreign. Foreigner mean outsider. Foreign mean outside. Am I right? So whatever is not related to you, that's a foreign. Even foreign particle, even a bullet entered into my body, foreign particle. Even a virus entered into my body, that is foreign particle. Even I have area, even nearby area, person entered into my area, my own land, foreign person. He is not adjacent person, he is a foreign person. Even you are the neighbors. It's not necessarily between Chinese entered into the India, foreign people entered into India. Even in your land itself, if some people entered, because for you they are the foreigners. What I'm saying is, foreigners mean we are thinking that other than that, right? Foreign means we are thinking foreigner. Who are foreigner? Other than Indians are no. Foreign means whatever outside you, all are foreign. Outside, that's all. Who are outsiders? For my home, neighbor home person is outsider. If you trespass into my land, he is a foreigner. Because we have that very narrow explanation. With that only we are revolving. And even many candidates are thinking that who is foreigner mean non-citizen of Indian. Even many people are thinking this also. Right? So here, civil service is not new as introduced by the British. Judiciary is not new. Already we have our own system. So that's why I use the word British civil service or modern civil service or British judiciary or modern judiciary. With this two subtopic, today I am going to discuss first two upon civil services. That is modern civil services or British introduced civil services. Even today, why not? IAS, IPS, who introduced? British. Am I right? Yes or no? Many are thinking that if you are opposing Angrezi, if you are opposing the English, you have to oppose this also. Right? We don't want language, but we don't want the system. Why they don't want language? Because it was British language. Then we have to oppose bureaucracy, British introduced system. Yeah, why not? We have to oppose the parliament. That's a British building. We have to oppose everything. Why not? Even who annexed and unified all the India? British. Right. So what I'm saying is, so this is a British introduced civil services. Even today also we are using the same thing. Only change ICS to IAS. During British period it was called Indian Civil Services. Now it's called as what one is? That's a Indian Administrative Service. It may be Indian Civil Service or Imperial Civil Service. Right. Listen. Before British itself, we have civil services. What kind? Mansabdari system. If you see that Mughal period, Mansabdari system. Even if it is a Maurya period, you might have come across the word Adhyaksha in ancient. You will be discussed of this. So Adhyakshas were called the Mauryan civil servant. Mansabdaris are the Mughal civil servant. ICS is the British civil servant. IAS is the after independence government civil servant. Okay, it may be changed. Now you consider Modi Ji's measure, next year measure, right? You consider, just imagine, right? He disliked IAS. Why? It's an Indian civil service. No, Indian civil service is wrong. We have to name it as Bharat Administrative Service. Why it should be Indian Administrative Service? It should be Bharatiya Administrative Service. Why not? The name change mean next year onwards, you are not IAS officer. You are all the BAS officer. Just imagine. So whenever you are appointed as a main, right, after Sridhar, BAS, just imagine, you are not IAS, you are a BAS, right, not IPS, rather than what one? BPS. Understood? So today the name is this. Tomorrow, if name changed by the government, this is the name. How they are changing that name of the schemes and program. Likewise, post name can be changed. Understood? So you should know. Okay, now I'm going to discuss the evolution of the civil service as introduced by British. Na wrong. Modern civil services, British civil services they introduced. Okay, how did they introduce? That's what topic first. You write it. In 1770s, no, 1780s. First one. In 1780s, Warren Hastings. Warren Hastings is Governor General. Warren Hastings divided Bengal into district. And appointed collector to each district. Appointed collectors to each district. Why collector is called collector? Type it. Why collector is called collector? Why district collector is called collector? Even today also we use the same. Yes, because his duty is to collect the revenue. His duty is to collect the revenue. That's why the collector is called collector. His duty is revenue collection. And such a district is called revenue district. Understood? It's a revenue district, revenue collector. The nature of the collector, what is the reason mean? First thing, revenue collection. Understood? So he divided Bengal into districts for revenue collection and appointed each district, head of the district is the collector called revenue collector. This is what the first thing who introduced it, Varanasi. But such a collector had two power, right? Collector had two powers split. One is administrative power and judicial power. So this is very important. If you know, so if you are a civil service aspirant, you should know evolution of civil service. Okay. So one is administrative function, another is that is executive function, another is judicial function. Right. So he is the head of administration, he is the head of judiciary also. Keep it in mind. But as of now, if you see collector now only administrator now, not complete judiciary. Judiciary we have district judges. Right. This is what the Varanasi the opener. Okay. Next, another Governor General came to, that's a Cornwallis came to India. He looked at the system and he came to know, no, collector should not be governed, should not be given two power, both administrative as well as judiciary. What he did, he separated judiciary from the collector. Next to Banju, right? In 1790s, Cornwallis separated judiciary from the collector. So hereafter, collector means only looked after the administrative function, that is executive function. So detachment. No, judiciary, don't give it to the district collector. Keep it in mind. 1790s, Cornwallis introduced the separation. The collector should be given to administrative power. From Cornwallis to till the date 2020, collector means what one is. You might have come across a district magistrate, not judicial magistrate. Keep it in mind. Not district judge. So district collectors are called district magistrate, especially in all the northern part of India. They used to call district magistrate. So hereafter, since the period of Cornwallis till the date, they are called as the administrative officer, district magistrate. So that's why who is the real founder and father of civil services? This present day civil services is Cornwallis, right? That's why Cornwallis, father of civil services. Father of civil services. Okay. The Warren Hastings was a founder, but who is the father? That's a Cornwallis. Okay. So how such a civil servants were taken means all were nominated. Note it down. The first such a system was opened in Bengal. All were nominated. Nominated by whom? Court of Directors. That is COD. It's a COD to nominate all. Because it's a prestigious post. Even today, it's a prestigious post. That's IAS, IPS are. Do you know how many IAS officers are there in the country? Is 5,100. Among that, 130 crore people. I think 130 crore comes. I think so. Yes, 130 crore people. How many IAS officers are there? Mean 5,100. Even you keep 5,500. Okay, cross it. Here is 2. Okay, among that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just imagine at least one IAS officer for 10 lakh people. Just imagine. That's why you are not 1 in 1,000. You are 1 in 10 lakh. That's why this much of weightage to this kind of post. So you should know, you should realize of it. For what exam I am preparing, what is the right importance of the exams. Understood? Whether all the people are aspiring for this? No, only few. Those who have the gut, those who have the ability, right, to serve better to the people of 10 lakh, 20 lakh. Just imagine. These things you should know. Then only you could easily study and with vigor. Yes, I want to become 1 in 10 lakh. I want to become 1 in 20 lakh. That's why till the date IAS are great. Even in movie you can see. If some people give us suggestion immediate in the movie, he's a great IAS. He's coming to say this so and so so and so. Just imagine. Okay. So even today is also prestigious post. So that's why earlier all were nominated by the court of directors. No Indians, all were the British, pure British. The system was going on. Indians were completely alienated. Okay, up to which year? No exams, nothing is there. Up to which year is 1853. Next point, 1853 Charter Act. In 1853 Charter Act, Court of Director lost power. Court of Director lost power. Lost power to appoint officers. Okay, if Court of Director lost power, mean hereafter what one? Exam pattern. No detail. Hereafter exam pattern. Indian can also write the exam. Indian can write the exam. Taken? Yes. Can write the exam. But the problem. What is the problem? Along with the British citizens, Indians could also write the exam. But what is the problem is first to find exams only in London. So exams would be held only in London. You just imagine. Service in India, but you have to sail to London to write the exam first. Second thing, okay, at least that can be digested. What's undigested part? Maximum age is 23. Just imagine. If you cross to 23 age bar, you can't write the exam. But as of now, minimum age is 21. Maximum 35 in the case of OBC, in the case of AC, ST 37. But earlier, maximum age 23. Just imagine. Right? This is what as per Charter Act 1853. So these are all very important. While I'm coming back to Charter Act, you are going to write what are the provisions I already mentioned in the respect to Act. Okay. But Indians didn't take it as such. Listen, it's very important. Many Indian went to because they are the forefathers in the civil service. Many Indians sailed to London, studied, participated, and some Indians were successful. Who was the first Indian ICS officer. civil servant. You write it. The first Indian officer, ICS officer is Satyendra Nath Tagore. Satyendra Nath Tagore. That's none other than brother of Rabindranath Tagore. He was the first Indian ICS officer. Indian to become ICS officer. Then what else we want? Once one Indian become ICS, it's a source of inspiration. Yes, many went to London, and only few alone successful, but many were unsuccessful. I would like to mention another few successful people. One is Surendranath Banerjee. Note it down. Success is Surendranath Banerjee, but the problem, what is the problem is, he wrote the exam and succeeded, but at the time of writing exam, his age limit was crossed. Though he successfully finished the exam, because of age limit, he was dismissed. Because of he crossed the age limit. I don't know exactly what happened is. So Surendranath Banerjee completed, but later. But another great person, source of inspiration for you, become ICS officer is Subhash Chandra Bose. One of the youngest person to become ICS officer. Youngest to become ICS officer. Understood? These are all successful stories. Normally you know very well, history only do remember successful people. History would not do remember failed people. Am I right? Even why not? You can openly ask, what is history? It is a document written by successful people. Am I right? Otherwise, it is a document related to successful people. So it is written by successful people. It is written for successful people. It is a written of successful people, for the people, by the people, of the people, of the successful. It's like a democracy definition. This is what the history. Even First World War, Second World War, Germany was defeated. Victorious Day started to blame Germany, so accepted. We are accepting it. Germany was culprit. Because why? Germany was defeated. You just imagine, had Germany got victory, what would have happened? Even today, would we say that Hitler was responsible? No. England was responsible. America was responsible. And English Prime Minister Winston Churchill, American Prime Minister Delano Franklin Roosevelt, they would be portrayed as a negative person. Right? I think you understood. So here, yes, history always do remember the successful story. It would not remember the failed story. Why I'm saying, even in civil services also the same thing. Once you become IAS officer, your story would be remembered. If you don't know, no one would eager to listen your story. Correct? I realized it. When I was studying, many said, you will become Saranamurthy, you will become IAS officer. Whatever I said, people listened. But once I failed, no one is ready to listen your words. Always keep it in mind. Once you succeed, all are ready, whatever the words. Even here, many members are there. What do you do? Strategy of studying IAS. All India number 2, the rank holder would give some 1 hour explanation. Immediately you would say, okay, this person followed this tragedy. Right? This kinds of tactics, he followed it. Right? Tactics, so he entered. Am I right? What I'm saying is, one person, failure, student, candidate, I have to explain. Don't write it. His name is Sitaranjan Das. C.R. Das. Like any other aspirant, he also went to London. He also gave attempt, first attempt failed. I think a second attempt or third attempt, while he was giving, his father wrote some letter that wrote some item in the letter and sent it, so and so my son. Economically, it is difficult to manage you in London. So please you come back. Accordingly, Sitaranjan Das winded up his studies. He returned back as a failed student. Later, he entered into politics. Later, started a party called Swarajist Party. Like this, so many untold stories are there. But how many people are ready to listen the defeated people? We are not ready. That's all. Likewise, the civil services. Okay, now I come back. Then from which year onwards, sir, civil services exams were held in India? Any civil service administrative authority in India, like UPSC? Yes. Next point. In 1919 Act, that is a Government of India Act. In 1919 Government of India Act, establishment of Civil Services Commission or Public Service Commission. You write like this. Establishment of Public Services Commission in central level and in provincial level. In central level and in provincial level. Yes. Actually, based on that only Central Public Service Commission, today it is called Union Public Service Commission. Based on that only, this act only, State Public Service Commission, Provincial Public Service Commission, now it is called State Public Service Commission. So keep it in mind. According to which act service commissions were established in 1999. This may be asked in your State Public Service Commission exams. Yes. One thing is, in provincial level, what is the first public service commission is Tamil Nadu actually. Madras State Public Service Commission was the first public service commission in the provincial level. India's #1 public service commission in state or provincial is Tamil Nadu. Okay. So likewise, you have to look after in which year your state, Rajasthan Public Service Commission, year. Maharashtra Public Service Commission, when you should know of this. West Bengal, when you should know. Okay. So this is what important. Okay. Once public service commissions are established, exams were also held. So already exams were conducting in London. Okay. From 1923 onwards, right? The exams were held in India also. What is the first center is Allahabad. So this is very important. India's first civil service exam center is Allahabad because it may be at center in North India, right? That's why the first center Allahabad. This may be asked in UPPSC. Important. Likewise, it's going on. Now you come to 1947 at the time of independence. Last point. Yes, at the time of independence, very big question. Keep it in mind, very big question because many ICS officers were there, right? ICS officers were there, many Indians and as well as British ICS officers were there. Now, biggest question is whether to retain civil services or to scrap it. Keep it in mind. This is very, very important. As a civil service aspirant, you should know of this. Okay, whether we have to scrap it or we have to make it intact means two divergent opinion. One is Jawaharlal Nehru. Another is Sardar Patel. Sardar Patel. These are all very important. While I am coming to discuss post-independent consolidation, I will discuss the differences between JN and SP. At the time, you should know of this, right? So Jawaharlal Nehru wanted to abolish it. But Patel wanted to retain. it. Understood? So at last, Jawaharlal Nehru accepted. Only thing is name change from ICS to IAS. So after independence only, ICS become IAS. So because of this Patel, that's why Patel is called the patron of civil services. Father of civil service, Cornwallis. Patron of civil service, Patel. That's why in Hyderabad you could say Sardar Patel National Academy, Police Academy is there. National Police Academy is named after him. How Lavasna is named after Lal Bahadur Shastri, likewise here. Taken. So these are all important things. That's all. With this, as a UPSC aspirant, you should know civil services. In current affairs itself, I said you should know all, not current affairs, demo class. When it comes to the demo class, in the first class, first day for you, interacting with you, at the time itself, you should know all the 24 services. What is the scale? What is that promotion? nature of the each services, and I said, and I asked you to study call for, right? What is the prelims, mains, optional? You should know by this time, and this is the right time to choose, right? Yourself demarcate what kind of optional, what is suitable, what is not. Go through it. This is the right time for you. I already told in the demo class itself. I said 1.5 months before and taking the demo classes. Yes, with this you come to that offline class, you will get very easy. Where other students would struggle hard to study modern India, for you modern India is over by the time. You will find it very easy. Yes, that's all. This is what. Next, open the topic. Subtopic is modern judiciary. Shall we start? Yes, I try to complete modern judiciary. So judiciary is not new. Modern judiciary as introduced by the British is new. Judiciary is old. During ancient time itself, India had Manusmriti, Dharma Shastras. We have various modes of punishment. Medieval time, with the arrival of Islam, they have their own system. Am I right? Civil laws are different. Criminal laws are different. Different punishment for different. Even do you know? Today, criminal law wise, one and the same punishment. Even a Hindu committed a murder, 302. Even a Muslim committed a murder, 302. But civil laws are different. As a Hindu, I can marry only one girl. So pathetic. But as a Muslim, I could marry at least 4 girls. No, sir, he married more than one girl. Bigamy, polygamy, he should be jailed. Different. But criminal law is one and the same. So likewise, we have our own systems in ancient time. Different. We have criminal law as well as civil law. Both are different with respect to religion. Even within the Hinduism itself, based on the Varna, different. What is the based on Varna? Higher the Varna, lower the punishment. And vice versa. Says. Some Shastra says. Understood? So, this is what the system we had it. Ancient medieval time. Now, with the arrival of British, what kind? And so many things I studied of the law. What was persisted in those times is different of what we do have now. So ancient time we had law, medieval time we had law. In those time, what would happen? Beheading is very normal punishment. If you did anything against the king, your head would be beheaded. But as of now, capital punishment, even many a country wanted to abolish, including India, that human rights activists are raising their voice. So with this setup, ancient medieval, what kind of measures were taken during the British period? Shall I start? Yes, first point. 1773 Regulating Act. That is the first point of this judiciary. 1773 Regulating Act. The Supreme Court was established in Calcutta. Already discussed. Already discussed. Okay, Supreme Court was established in Calcutta. For what purpose? Mean Indian people or British? Go and check it. Already discussed. First point. Second point. In 1790s, this also just now I discussed. In 1790s, Cornwallis separated judiciary from the collector. 10 minutes before only I discussed. Separated judiciary from the collector. Okay. So now administration was given to collector, then judiciary was given to whom? And judges were appointed. Judges were appointed. Executive, judiciary. Okay, executive head is DM, judicial head is DJ, and district judges. Even you could see district judge, sessions court judge in each district, principal judge. Understood? So this is important. So it means that Kanwal is only appointed the district judge till the day we are following this system of judiciary. That's why Kanwal is the father of Indian judiciary. That's important. So he was not only the father of Indian civil services, he was also father of Indian judiciary. Okay? He was also father of Indian judiciary. That's important. Right. Now, Supreme Court, we discussed it. Okay. Next, you gradually come down. Is in 1833 Charter Act. Next point. In 1833 Charter Act, a fourth member was included. Actually, these kinds of points are not at all there in any other because they separately discussed it. A fourth member was included into Governor General's Executive Council. Into Governor General's Executive Council. Now you have to look into, carefully listen. Now you have to look into all. First 1773 Act 1 plus 4, I said. 1784 Act 1 plus 3. 1813 Act, what happened? 1 plus 4. Again 3 to 4. That's why I said a fourth member. Okay. Who was the fourth member? He should be, next point. He should be the law member. It's like a law minister. He should be the law member. Yes. And who was the first law member? Thus appointed is Lord Macaulay, the same person we discussed in education system also. Taken. So the same person was responsible here, a Governor General and his Executive Council. Who was the first law member in Governor General's Executive Council? Lord Macaulay. So that's why Lord Macaulay was great person as per 1833. Next, in 1834. 1833 alone is important. 1834, don't by heart it. 1834, a law commission was appointed. Actually, this is India's first law commission. A law commission was appointed. And who was the head of the law commission is same person, Lord Macaulay. So he was not only the law minister. A commission was appointed. In that, he was also the law commission's chairperson. He was asked, Macaulay, Ji, please, you look into the Indian system and give recommendations. These are all important. So this Macaulay commissions gave recommendation. Based on the recommendation only, India's masterpiece. What is the masterpiece? Is IPC, Indian Penal Code, 1860. I think law students, those who are sure know of this, other just note it down. IPC is the recommendation was due to the as per the recommendation of Lord Macaulay Commission. Last student would have studied IPC, all the 511 sessions, would know of this. Right? So even today also we are using as per IPC, so and so punishment. 302 murder. Right? Likewise. This is important. 1834 Macaulay's masterpiece. Actually, in nearly 800, 900 pages definition would be there. IPC master. If you just, why not? After becoming IPS, whoever want to become IPS, all should study IPC. If you study IPC, 150 years before itself, they grafted a masterpiece because everything they foresighted, this kind of crime would happen, this kind of crime would happen, and foresighted, defined it, punishment is given. That's why Without modification or little modification, we are following this IPC till the date. 511 session, just imagine. IPS officer asserting you must study of this. There's no other go of this. Even UPSC is recommending to include some basic law, CPC, CRPC, because IAS, IPS should know of this. Right? Already Constitution itself is a law. Constitution alone is there. Why not to include CRPC, IPC, evidence? Because these things are fundamental. IAS, IPS officers should know of this. That's why saying even IRS also saying that evidence is important. Based on evidence only everything. Even UPSC last time gave a recommendation, I think so. Some law papers should also be included. How ethics is included, law should also, basic law should also be included. But how far it will be implemented, we don't know of this, right? So this is important. IPC, very, very important. Okay, next is in 1862. In 1862, 3 high courts were established. Actually, these are all India's first 3 high courts. 3 high courts were established. Madras, Bombay, Calcutta, the same thing. Anyhow, you keep it. These 3 are very important. Bombay, Madras, Calcutta. Otherwise, alphabetic wise, BCM. Otherwise, MBC. If you are from Tamil Nadu, you keep it MBC quota. Right. If you are from Maharashtra area, Briham, Mumbai Corporation, BMC. If you are from Calcutta, it's very, you put any some combination. I don't know exactly what kind of words. If you are from Tamil Nadu, MBC quota, you keep it. If you are from Mumbai, BCM, Briham Mumbai Corporation. Likewise, some shortcut yourself find it so as to keep it for everlasting. These 3 are called presidential towns. Mumbai, Calcutta, Madras, these 3 are called presidential towns. In these 3 towns only, right, all the earliest buildings would be there, whether it's a high court or university or presidential colleges, all such earliest British institutions are here only. So 1862, 3 high courts. And next point. In 1935, Government of India Act. In 1935 Government of India Act, a federal court was established. A federal court was established in New Delhi. New Delhi. Okay. Within bracket, you write it. Later, it became Supreme Court of India. Later, it became Supreme Court. That is after independence. After independence only, such a federal court alone became the Supreme Court of India. Understood? So this is what the framework. As a UPSC aspirant, why not? As a citizen, praja of this country, you should know the evolution of civil services and judiciary. With this concept, if you go to court or administration, you would know the entire background. If you know the background, then only you could construct what is going on as of now. Otherwise, it's difficult. So with this, we successfully completed 3 subsections. One is land revenue system, another is English education, another is civil services and judiciary, and last subtopic is there. Open the subtopic, newspaper and related acts. Subtopic is newspaper and related act is there. That is the last part of the administration that we will discuss in next week. Thank you. Any doubts? No doubt clarification. So if you already asked the doubt, please yourself lower down the hands so that we could easily segregate those who wanted. Otherwise, it's difficult. Shivamuthu.
ஹலோ சார்.
Yes.
சார் மேயர் கோட்னா என்ன சார்?
என்ன கோட்?
மேயர் கோட் கம்பெனி கீழே எதுவும் இருந்ததா சார்? இந்த ஸ்பெக்ட்ரம்ல ஸ்டார்டிங்ல மேயர் கோட் அப்படின்னு மென்ஷன் பண்ணிருக்காங்க.
பேஜ் நம்பர்?
ஸ்பெக்ட்ரம்ல அர்ச்சீவ்ஸ்ல சார், அர்ச்சீவ்ஸ் அதுல வந்து மேயர் கோட்ல
நான் அது என்ன கண்டெஸ்ட் பார்த்து சொல்லட்டுமா? நான் சொல்றேன் எக்ஸாக்டா. அது இங்க இருக்கிற மேயரா ரிட்டன்ல இருக்கிற மேயரா பார்த்து சொல்றேன்.
ஓகே சார். சார் ரியோத்வாதி 1820 என்ன சார் இன்ட்ரோடியூஸ் பண்ணிருக்காங்க. பிஃபோர் தட் இஸ் ஹவு த கம்பெனி வாஸ் கலெக்டட் டாக்ஸ் சார்.
Before introduction of each, Jamindari system 1793, Rayatwari 1820, Mahalwari 1833. Before that, what happened is in Mughal system. Otherwise, before that, what land revenue system was followed, that was collected. So British didn't like that. That's why 1823 they introduced Rayatwari. Before that, for example, in Rayatwari area, if you come here, who ruled Vijayanagar? Nayakars ruled. So they followed the Nayakar system or Vijayanagar system till 1823. Here Mughal and Bengal ruler. So till 1793 they followed the Bengal rulers or Mughal concept. Later Jamindari.
Okay. Sir, in Madras area you said the Ryodwari is implemented, but here Manimuttar Jamindar is there. How sir? In Tamil Nadu, Manimuttar Jamindar, like that way.
And don't confuse with the Jamindari and Jamindar. Listen, Jamindars were there throughout India. Jamindars were there throughout India, but British introduced Jamindari system only in Bengal. It does not mean that, listen, Jamindars were not there in India, other part. So keep it in mind. This is whose system is British introduced. Here also Jamindars were there. Here also Jamindars were there. But from Jamindar, they didn't collect any tax in Tamil Nadu area. They directly collected the tax from. Then what is the duty? Jamindars also had some land. They are huge land. They also paid tax to the British directly. They were not given power to collect the tax. Correct. Okay. Actually, we are seeing that Jamindars in Tamil Nadu area lived happily. They were the great. Nothing. They never had army. They never possessed any land revenue system. They never had power to collect the tax. Nothing is there. Without knowing, we are confusing that system that was followed in Bengal region.
Okay, sir. Sir, in Mahalwari systems, in one book I read that when the villages were not willing to pay, the whole villages will move to another villages. Like that way I read, sir. How, sir?
But the thing means, right, listen, the land belongs to the government. Even today also, it's like a migration. If the entire village committed some crime, means what the government would do, would go back, go out of the village and go to some other place, and the entire village would be taken by the government, and the village land, everything will be sold to some other people. The same thing.
Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Pavitran.
Hello. 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 So can you hear me? Am I audible? I can see you are talking something, but I am unable to hear anything from your side.
Now or earlier?
Yeah. Now it is okay. Now it is okay. Just after unmuting myself, I couldn't hear you talking. Now it is okay, fine. My question is, these land revenue systems which you were talking, the three systems were only administered in British administered provinces, right? There were other princely states also. Did British get any revenue from this princely state, like land revenue or something else?
Yes, listen, correct. whatever we are discussing is administration is exclusively related to the British conquest area. So one point I cleared it. Whatever English education or civil services or land revenue system, all are related to the British land revenue system. British system only to British area, not applicable to princely state. First point. Second thing is, then whether princely state paid any amount to the British? Yes. So their land revenue system, everything is different, but they have to pay some tributes in the name of tribute. Tribute means some amount. So not in the name of tax, but they have to pay in the name of tribute. So they also paid a tax. Sorry, tribute.
Okay, fine. G, one more thing. Could you please share your email ID if that is possible?
My email ID is already it's there or not, right? My name. P@gmail. My full name with my initial. Ravnamurthy.p@gmail.com.
Dot P.
Dot P. P.
Okay.
My father name is that P.
Okay.
Dot P@gmail.
Okay. Thank you for that, and thank you for that. Yeah.
Sri Watson.
Sir, good afternoon, sir. Sir, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, yes.
Sir, my doubt is, you said that the peasants were paying, the moneylenders' cost was the peasants were unable to pay. So if peasants produced cash crops means, then the moneylenders concept would be eliminated, right, sir? So that means the British commanded what type of crops to be grown. Would that be taken like that, sir?
Exactly right. In Rayatwar area, major thing is cash crops were because that's a profitable. Exactly.
Okay, sir. And my next doubt is, sir, if peasants were unable to pay, they would be taken, they would be evicted from the land. So that means at the same time they have to repay the moneylenders. So till that time they were being taken loan. So a particular land property, so they would have given that as a collateral to the moneylender. So if the peasant was evicted, means to whom that land would go, sir? Because the moneylender would also be fighting because he has given the amount, no, sir.
Exactly. Correct. What would happen? Listen, I am the money lender. You are the peasant. You got loan from me, collateral. Right. At one side, you are defaulted, both for me as well as for government means simple. Government would sell the land to me with the collateral. With that amount would be equated. Equated means it would be shared. And money lender, I will be the now the landlord. Now I am the peasant to whom is the British.
Sir, sorry, can come again, sir? I can't understand, sir. One more thing.
Simple. Money lender, you are a peasant. You got loan from me, right? For that, you collateral mortgaged, not mortgage, collateral the land to me, right? So one side is you default on my side as well as you couldn't repay the amount to me is what would happen is right. Listen, the British would say that money lender, I am ready to sell the land to you. You take it, right? You get your collateral at the same time you got the land. Thereafter, you are the peasant to me. Understood? Your money lender is the peasant. To whom?
British.
British. So hereafter land belong to you. So hereafter you pay the rent.
Sir, and yes, sir. Thank you, sir. And final doubt is, sir, you said that the courts were established only for the Europeans. So Indians cannot lodge a complaint against this master, no, sir. So what would be the kind of disputes? If the dispute is between Europeans only, the court can come into action. So we can't complain against a European in the court. That was how the system was, sir.
No. Supreme Court was established exclusively for Europeans. But after that, lower courts were established. High courts and before that, civil courts, criminal courts were established. That is both for British and Europeans. I said 1773, that is exclusive for Europeans.
So at that 1775, that at that time only Europeans could be convicted, and Europeans only could lodge a complaint. We can't do anything.
Be convicted, but we can lodge the complaint. But that cannot persecute against us. An Indian can give complaint because they are the officers.
Oh, okay. Okay, sir. That's all, sir. Thank you, sir.
Varun,
Good afternoon, sir.
yes, Varun.
So, like in the zamindari system, the zamindars were given a share of revenue. Were the lumbardars also given any share, or were they given salaries, sir?
They were given like some shares. Only thing, they are not a proprietor of the land.
Okay, so that is the only difference. Sorry, sir, I can't hear you. Hello,
Yes. Ask question.
I couldn't hear you, sir.
Next doubt. What's your doubt? Any other?
No, sir, that's it. Thank you.
If I couldn't listen you, definitely I will rise. Otherwise, if you started to ask your question, I will just listen it. Haripriya.
Hello, sir. Hello.
Yes.
So this is something written in the last class. The subsidiary alliance was devised by whom, sir? Was Cornwallis?
Subsidiary alliance was?
Was it like the subsidiary alliance, sir? Who devised it? Lord Cornwallis or Wellesley? So I couldn't hear you.
Wellesley.
Okay. Okay, sir. Then second question is, so zamindars were the people who owned land under the zamindari system. So they were holding land without British, sir.
Exactly. In that sense, they also should pay land rent to the British. So Jamindars were given power to collect land rent from the peasant. At the same time, if the Jamindar, as I said, Jamindars were local person, he would also have the land, his own land. If he cultivated, he should also collect tax, and who would appropriate himself, and he has to give it to the British. Exactly.
Okay, so he was a collector, plus as well as himself the taxpayer. And if he didn't pay his tax, okay, so ultimately the land belonged to the British only.
Yes. Simple thing. You become IRS in income tax department. You are collecting income tax from other people. At the same time, yourself is paying what one for your salary?
Okay, I get it. Okay.
Same.
Okay. But the zamindaris were not hereditary in nature.
Come again?
The zamindari is hereditary in nature. That is like from father to son.
Yes. Now, more or less, he was the hereditary nature till he and his successor properly pay the amount to the British. Otherwise, they will be expelled.
Okay, so next thing is actually, so as per the Pitt's Act of 1784, a political kind of a group was handling in British India. So all these acts were made in British Parliament, sir. The Charter Act of 1890, the Government of India Act of 1835. So all these are made by only the British Parliament. Then is enacted by the company's Governor Generals of British India.
Yes.
So what was the role of those the British Crown, sir? That is the people who represented the British Crown in British India.
Any act, if passed by the Parliament, any bills passed by the British Parliament would
They were
become act.
representing them.
Assent, signature of the British Crown. If British
Yes,
Crown
sir.
refused to,
So I couldn't hear you.
any bill passed by the British Parliament would become act only with the assent of the British Crown.
Okay, so they were the persons who were making them in our country.
Actually, it's very similar to in our parliament a bill is passed. Both Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha passed. Would it become act?
No, the
No.
president has to assent it.
President should sign. After that only it would become act. Very similar to that, if British Parliament pass a bill, Crown should sign, then only it become act. In that way, British controlled, Crown
Okay.
controlled.
Okay, but the laws are made here locally. Assent was given in London. Okay. Okay, thank you, sir.
Anand,
Hello, sir. Is it hearable?
yes.
Sir, actually, before introducing English as official language by British, why they just introduce Islamic law to study to understand Indian culture? Why these things they just introduce, sir?
Because throughout medieval, Delhi Sultanate ruled, Mughal ruled, 500 years Persian the official language. So all the records, all the officials were in Persian, right? Till yesterday, everything is Persian. Tomorrow I am the ruler means first I should study Persian language to understand how India was ruled. That's the purpose of law. Then you should know the people for that studying culture. That's all.
Sir, actually, these all things are studying by British, sir.
That's why I said, yeah. Before 1835, they studied our language, our culture. After 1835 only, we are studying their language and culture.
Actually, British implement to study all things for British people to understand our culture.
Yes.
Okay,
Then
okay.
only they could.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Santosh.
Hello, sir. Am I audible?
Yes.
Sir, I have a general doubt. Sir, in old ancient history NCRTs of R.S. Sharma, they have given nearly 6 to 7 excavated sites or located places in India for a particular habitation or timeline like Neolithic period or Mesolithic period, etc. So, is it necessary to know all the sites for a particular habitation, sir, along with particular like should we have to by heart those things or?
No. Unless until you are a history optional, don't by heart it. Even history optional, some sites are there. Don't by heart it. As of now, don't by heart it.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Just to go through the general characteristics of each age, that's enough.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Rakesh.
Is it audible, sir?
Yes.
Sir, regarding the Maghalwari system, is that the year of establishment is 1833 or 1822, sir?
1830.
33, yes, sir.
33.
Okay, sir. Then will you please explain the difference between Northwestern province and Northwestern frontier province, sir?
Northwestern frontier province mean it's in Pakistan region, present Pakistan, Hindu Kush region, Khyber Pass, Peshawar, that is frontier, India's frontier. Northwestern province means near Delhi.
Okay, sir. The last doubt is it essential to read in depth about the Simon Commission, sir? Because it is boycotted by both Congress Party and Muslim League, and it faces a lot of issues. Is it essential to study in depth, sir?
You have to study Simon Commission. I will touch it. I even myself would give 2 to 3 recommendations, and I will ask you to thoroughly study that commission's recommendation.
Yes, sir. And Lala Lajpat Rai also died because of it, right, sir? Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Revati.
Good afternoon, sir.
No.
Sir, I would like to ask you about the princely states. Sir, I understood that princely states are those provinces which were not annexed by British till 1947. Is it so, sir? Through war and not through war. Is it so, sir?
Actually, British annexed Indian territory by means of war as well as war. Many territories were not annexed. Such territories were still ruled by the Indians. That's called princely states.
Okay. My doubt is like Hyderabad. It was a princely state. It is known as a princely. It was known as the princely state, but it was annexed by British through subsidiary alliance. That's that's a area when I got doubt.
The alliance was signed. It was not annexed.
Okay, so um, sir, not through war means what does it mean? Britishers, what is the procedure if a province is taken by the Britishers through this doctrine of lapse, doctrine of misgovernance, and subsidiary alliance? Was it
I said
annexed or?
annexed. But doctrine of that subsidiary alliance means if this much of territory, you will provide only few territory, not entire kingdom, to maintain the army. That's why on that class itself one asked, sir, if I am the ruler, if I got the British army, then entire my territory would be taken. No. If entire territory is taken, mean what is the purpose of recruiting the British force to me? So for recruitment and for retaining it, I will give few territory to the British. Through that also British got some territory. It does not mean annexing the ruler.
Okay, so a portion of Hyderabad kingdom was annexed. Is it so, sir? And that portion is known as princely state. Is it so, sir?
That is not. Hyderabad is a princely state. Hyderabad gave its territory to them. That's why I said with example, I am the ruler of Tamil Nadu. I recruited the British force. For that, I gave Coimbatore district alone for the British. Coimbatore district was given, but Tamil Nadu state, except Coimbatore, as such under control.
Okay, okay, so I got it, sir. So, in case of Awadh, it was not annexed. Um,
Yes.
It was not annexed, right, sir?
By doctrine of lapse. It was annexed by
Sir, I'm not hearing you.
It was not annexed by means of it's not annexed by subsidiary alliance. It was annexed by doctrine of
Doctrine of misgovernance.
that's all.
Okay, okay, sir. So, this British kingdom was not expanded to that Awadh. Is it so, sir? Is that the understanding?
That understanding by subsidiary alliance. But the doctrine of misgovernance, they annexed it and expanded.
Okay, okay, sir. So it's never a princely state. Awadh is not. We cannot call Awadh as a princely state, right, sir?
After doctrine of misgovernance, 1856, it was a princely state. 1856 once annexed.
Okay, sir. But it's till 47, not no, sir. It's 53. But according to the definition of the princely state, it was like till 47. Those provinces are those are not annexed. Only we will tell it as princely state. So it was confusing, sir.
It's not a princely state.
Okay, 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 sir. I got it, sir. When I studied this Hyderabad, I got the subsidiary alliance. I got that out because sir told first province to be to sign this subsidiary alliance as this. That's it.
Signed the subsidiary alliance
Signed.
is Hyderabad.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Revati, another Revati.
Hi, sir.
Yes, hi.
My doubt is regarding Mahalwari system, sir. In that you said northwestern province, no, sir. So, what are the areas that come under northwestern province?
This is Delhi area. This is Rajasthan. This is Haryana. This is Uttar Pradesh. This part in and around Delhi.
Okay, sir. Okay. My next doubt is first of all that collectors were nominated by court of directors, no, sir.
Yes.
At the time, whether any Indians were nominated or only British people were given that chance.
British. That's why I said first Satyendranath Tagore, I think I said.
Okay, sir. Satyendranath Tagore wrote exam and then only he was selected as civil service. Okay, okay, sir. And next doubt is Supreme Court was established in Calcutta, no, sir. Whether that court was established by British Crown or by the East India Company.
1773 Act.
Yes.
1773 Act was British Crown.
Okay, sir. And after that, in 1833 Charter Act, fourth member was included in the Governor General's Executive Council, no, sir. So, this who included the fourth member? It is British Crown or English East India Company?
That is government would say you include another person. Who should be included? It is up to the company to include.
Okay, sir. Okay, thank you, sir.
Sanjay.
Hello, sir. Hello.
Yes, Sanjay.
Hello, sir. Hello. Hello. Sir, can you hear me? Sir, actually, my doubt is regarding the Carnatic region, sir. Actually, when I Google this Carnatic region in the internet, I see that there are different maps representing different areas as Carnatic region. For example, in some maps it is Arcot state is only given as Carnatic region, and in some maps the whole South India is represented as Carnatic region. So, can you please elaborate that, sir?
If you go back to the Carnatic war that page, in that itself I marked it. What is the mark? What is the area?
Actually, it includes some of Tamil Nadu and some of the Mysore kingdom. All those areas are included, sir.
I marked a river. What is the river in north?
Kaveri River.
South. North.
Yes, sir.
Krishna. Western part, what is the Western Ghats? So, Krishna, Western Ghats. That area, Carnatic. Because in that's a different part they mentioned of this, but this is the exact one. This area is called. That's not doubt. It's very clear cut.
Okay, sir. And actually, in a few days back, in a Hindu newspaper, I saw an article regarding this Arcot Nawab, sir. That Prince of Arcot wrote a letter to Prime Minister regarding the Hajj pilgrimage. So, do they really? Do they have any power even today, or they are just for nominal cases?
Exactly, phenomenal. They have even today. Nawabs so and so throughout India are there. Some princely states, they just are hereditary. They are there and with the title. Apart from that, no administrative power.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. And another doubt is regarding that years of the battle and all those kings period, do we need to remember all those years, sir, or we can selectively?
No.
Okay, sir.
Select. No need.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Huh? Aarti.
Good morning. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Today's topic is clear, but my doubt is regarding IAS exam, sir. Can I ask, sir?
Yes, please.
Yeah, my friends and close circle asked me that this year IAS exam itself they didn't conduct. So next year, like 2020 batch will only write in 2021. Then how you will write in June 2021? I can't able to reply them, sir. So I don't know.
No, that's a wrong thing. 2020 definitely exams should be conducted because already UPSC notified some things are there. Even they asked the change of examination center. They would not skip the 2020. Definitely 2020 exam date is very clear. Unless until the last minute it may change, but till the things, no such a thing. No exam holiday, nothing in 2020. No need to bother about it. 2021 next all exams will be held.
So we will write shortly in 2021 June, no, sir?
No, that we don't. Next year, what is exam date exactly? I think they yet to publish it. I think so.
Okay.
Right. This year, October 1, I think maximum they would not change it. Already UPSC is giving notification. There's no plan to postpone it.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Arun? Anu, okay.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello, sir. Sir, am I audible?
Yes.
Sir, this is actually my first class of history. So I have a doubt regarding the aspects of prelims and mains as such. So, sir, is there any difference of approach when it comes to the questions related to the prelims and mains? Like more specifically, so when it comes to prelims, even we are studying one area from modern history, there is a scope of questions in prelims and mains as well, right, sir? So, like, is there any difference between the approach we have to give with respect to prelims and mains when it comes to modern history?
Actually, history-wise, not just modern, even ancient, medieval, entire history, there is no separate study for prelims and mains. You have to study. Some students are thinking
Yes, sir.
for prelims, some different. Mains history is different. It's not like that. Studying for preliminary exam itself, you have to study for the main regarding the history, because nowadays because they are asking even toughest questions in the preliminary itself. So regarding history, don't differentiate. This is for prelims. This is for mains. You study
No. Sorry, sir, I was not asking in that way. I was just asking that, sir, I just want to know how the questions will be coming for prelims and mains. See, you were saying about Zamindari, Mahalwari system and all. So I just want to know what aspect we have to look into when it comes to mains and what aspect we have to specifically know when it comes to prelims. I was just asking about the questions only.
Even today, I said one question regarding which of the
Yes, sir,
following
yes.
process. And okay, this is the purpose. The mains purpose means system. So today itself, I said.
Sorry, sir, I can't hear. Sorry, sir, I can't hear. Hello?
Now,
Hello?
Yes. Can you hear me,
Sir,
voice?
no, now I can hear, sir. Please tell me.
Yes. So here, mains perspective, how the question will be asked this. discuss the reason for taking various land revenue system in India.
Okay, okay.
If you study Jamindari, Rayatwari, Mahalwari, so and so, what is what? Prelim. If you clubbed all the three, why such a system? What is positive, negative of each system for mains? That's all.
Okay, okay. The negatives and positives for mains and what exactly it is at 4 prelims. Okay.
If you don't know the preliminary information, you can't write the mains. At the same time, if you mug it years alone without the Supri, it's boring. Just mugging up.
Sorry, sir. I was not asking about the preparation, sir. I just wanted to know about the questions only. Now I got it clear. I know both portions are important for prelims and mains, and now it is cleared about the question perspective also. Okay.
More to do one thing, just to go through the previous year question paper. It's the best thing.
Yes, sir. I have went through, but I got a little bit confused regarding a few areas. But the today's portions were more clear. But when it comes to future portions, also I have went through a few question papers, and I got a bit confused because the dimension of prelims and mains I felt a little bit different. I don't know. I have felt in that way. That's why I'm asking, sir.
Since it's the first class,
Sir, sir, hello.
Once you attend all the class, and even after watching the videos or after offline classes, again if you go through all the previous year question paper, you will feel damn easy of this. You will not get confused because the major area of mains they are asking is from 1850s to 1900s in the case of later. So after completing such a topic, if again go through that, you will feel yourself, I could write the answers.
Okay, sir. Okay. I hope so. Thank you for your time. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Ashwini.
ஹலோ சார்.
Ashwin, okay.
கேக்குதா?
எஸ் கேக்குது.
சார் ஆக்சுவலா இப்போ ரெகுலேட்டிங் ஆக்ட் 1773 படி சுப்ரீம் கோர்ட் வந்து ஒன்னு கல்கட்டால ஓபன் பண்ணிருந்தாங்கன்னு சொல்லிருந்தீங்கல்ல சார். This is actually for British. So அந்த சுப்ரீம் கோர்ட் என்ன சார் ஆச்சு?
Yes. On the Supreme Court energy. Correct. So his question is 1773 Supreme Court was established. I do one thing. Next week only 45 members are there. Next week I will answer this question because I should inform it to all the candidate. I will இது மட்டும் நெக்ஸ்ட் கிளாஸ்ல சொல்றேன். இத நெக்ஸ்ட் கிளாஸ் வந்தவனே ஜஸ்ட் ஞாபகப்படுத்துங்க. நான் ஃபர்ஸ்ட்.
ஓகே சார். அப்புறம் மஹல்வாரி சிஸ்டம்க்கு ஏன் சார் லம்பர்வாரி சிஸ்டம்னு பேர் வைக்கல?
அவங்களுக்கு பவர் கொடுக்கவே இல்லையே. they didn't give so much of power. லம்பர்தாருக்கு வந்து கொடுக்கல. லம்பர்தார் வந்து என்ன அப்படின்னா ஜஸ்ட் என்ன பண்ணாங்க, ரெவன்யூ மட்டும் கலெக்ட், அவ்வளவுதான். அதுக்கப்புறம் அவங்களுக்கு லேண்டோ வேற எதுவுமே கொடுக்கல. ஜமீன்தார்ஸ் கொடுத்த பவர் வந்து இவங்களுக்கு கிடையாது. ஹலோ ஹலோ நெக்ஸ்ட்.
ஹலோ சார்.
எஸ்
சார் எனக்கு டவுட் வந்து இந்த ஓபிசி சர்டிஃபிகேட் பத்தி சார். உங்க யூடியூப் சேனல்ல வீடியோ பார்த்தேன் சார். அதுல ஆனா எனக்கு அதுல இருந்து என்ன டவுட்னா வந்து இப்போ பேரண்ட்ஸ் வந்து குரூப் சி சர்வீஸ்ல வந்து ரெக்ரூட் ஆகிட்டு அதுக்கப்புறம் 2 பேருமே குரூப் பில போனாலும் இது நாமக்கல் தான் அப்படின்னு இருக்கு. ஆனா வந்து இன்கம் வந்து 8 lakh 2 பேருக்கும் சேர்த்து சேலரி 8 lakh தாண்டிச்சுன்னா வந்து என்ன ஆகும் சார்?
என்னன்னா ஃபர்ஸ்ட்ங்கிறது கடைசி 8 lakhங்கிறது கடைசியா வைக்கணும். ஃபர்ஸ்ட் நீங்க சொல்ற அந்த பழைய குரூப் 1 குரூப் 2 கிரைட்டீரியாலாம் பார்த்துட்டு அதுக்கப்புறம் தான் இதுக்குள்ள வரணும், சேலரிக்குள்ள வரணும். அங்கேயே உங்களுக்கு வந்து நீங்க ஓபிசியில வரலாம் அப்படின்னா 8 லேக்ங்கிறது அவங்க 18 லேக்ஸ் வாங்கினாலும் பேரண்ட்ஸ் 2 பேரும் சேர்ந்து 18 லேக் வாங்குறாங்க. ஆனா 2 பேருமே குரூப் டில தான் இருக்காங்க. நீங்க வாங்கிக்கலாம். 2 பேருமே குரூப் சில தான் இருக்காங்க. 18 லேக் 2 பேரும் சேர்ந்து சேலரி வாங்குறாங்க. நீங்க வாங்கிக்கலாம்.
ஓகே சார். இப்போ வந்து 2 பேருமே ரெக்ரூட் ஆனது வந்து குரூப் சில, ஆனா இப்ப இருக்கிறது 2 பேருமே குரூப் டிலனா கூட நான் கிரிமினல் லேயர்ல தான் வருமா சார்?
கிரிமிலேயர் தான் வரும். ப்ரொவைடட் அவங்க வந்து அந்த 40 வயசுக்கு மேல உள்ள வந்திருந்தா மட்டும்தான். அதுக்கப்புறம் வந்திருந்தாங்கன்னா நாட் அட் ஆல் ஏ ப்ராப்ளம்.
ஓகே சார், ஓகே சார். சார் அப்புறம் எனக்கு இன்னொரு டவுட் என்னன்னா, இப்போ நீங்க கிளாஸ்ல நடத்திட்டு இருக்கீங்கல்ல சார், ஓரளவு ஒரு ஹிண்ட் மாதிரி மேலாக்க தானே சார் கொடுக்குறீங்க. இப்போ ஆஃப்லைன் கிளாஸ் இல்ல கிளியர் கட்டா இது பண்ணுவீங்களா, இல்ல அப்படியே அடுத்த இது போயிடுங்களா சார்?
புரியல, கேட்கல.
சொல்லுங்க சார். இப்போ கிளாஸஸ் போயிட்டு இருக்குல்ல சார், இதே இது வந்து ஆஃப்லைன் கிளாஸஸ்ல ரிப்பீட் ஆகுமா, இல்ல அடுத்த இது போயிடுங்களா சார், அடுத்த டாபிக்ஸ்க்கு?
இல்ல அது ஆஃப்லைன்ல இதே மாதிரி தான் ரிப்பீட் ஆகும். இதே தான், நிறைய கதை சொல்லுவான், கொஞ்சமா ஃபேக்சுவல் இன்ஃபர்மேஷன்.
ஓகே சார், ஓகே சார். தேங்க்யூ.
ஸோ இதே டாபிக் தான் ஆஃப்லைன். there's no difference between ஆன்லைன் அண்ட் ஆஃப்லைன். சேம் டிஸ்கஷன், ரைட். நிறைய பாயிண்ட்ஸ் வந்து ஸ்டோரி டெல்லிங் இருக்கும் நிறைய. ஏன்னா அதுதான் முக்கியம் யூபிஎஸ்சிக்கு. ஃபேக்ட்லாம் நம்ம நிறைய படிச்சுட்டு இருக்க கூடாது. இதே தான்.
தேங்க்யூ சார்.
அஸ்வின். அஸ்வின்
அப்புறம் வந்து கார்ன்வாலிஸ் வந்து கலெக்டர்ஸ் கிட்ட இருந்து ஜுடிஷியல் பவரை வந்து பிரிச்சு தனியா ஜட்ஜஸ் அப்பாயிண்ட் பண்ணாங்க அப்படின்னு சொல்லியிருந்தீங்களா சார்? அந்த ஜட்ஜஸ்லாம் வந்து யாரால சார் அப்பாயிண்ட் பண்ணப்பட்டாங்க?
எல்லாமே யார் அப்படின்னா 1858 வரைக்கும் டாப் டு பாட்டம் எல்லாத்தையும் அப்பாயிண்ட் பண்றது யாருன்னா இந்த கோர்ட் ஆஃப் டைரக்டர்ஸ் தான். அதுக்கப்புறம்
எல்லாமே சிஓடி தான்.
சிஓடி.
ஓகே சார், தேங்க்யூ சார்.
நல்லா ஞாபகம் வச்சுக்கோங்க, 1858 வரைக்கும் ஜட்ஜ் யாரா இருந்தாலும் நமக்கு கவர்மெண்ட் யாருன்னா ஒரு கார்பரேட் கம்பெனி தான் நமக்கு கவர்மெண்ட். 1858 வரைக்கும்.
ஓகே சார், தேங்க்யூ.
ஜவஹர்.
சார் ஹலோ ஹலோ.
எஸ் ஜவஹர்.
சார், ஸோ இப்போ சிஓடி வந்து ஆக்சுவலாக இப்போ கமர்ஷியல் பார்ட் மட்டும் தானே சார் பார்த்துக்கிட்டாங்க. ஆக்சுவலாக இப்போ பிஓசி தானே அப்போ நாமினேட் பண்ணியிருக்கணும். அதான் சார் டவுட். இப்போ சிஓடி ஆக்சுவலாக நாமினேட் பண்ணாங்களா, இப்போ பிஓசி பண்ணாங்களா?
எஸ், நல்லா ஞாபகம் வச்சுக்கோங்க. இதுல வந்து பிஓசி ரோல் இருக்கும். எப்படி ஆக்சுவலா நான் பொலிட்டிக்கல்னு சொல்லிட்டேன். பிஓசி என்ன பண்ணுவாங்கன்னா என்ன சொல்லுவாங்கன்னா, நீங்க வந்து ஒரு பாதி மாதிரி சிஓடி சொல்லுவாங்க. கமர்ஷியல் வந்து கம்ப்ளீட்டா சிஓடி பார்த்துக்கணும். பொலிட்டிக்கல் ரிலேட்டட் வந்து பிஓசி சொல்லுவாங்க. என்ன சொல்லுவாங்கன்னா, நீ வந்து இப்படி அப்பாயிண்ட் பண்ணணும், நீங்க இப்படி அப்பாயிண்ட் பண்ணணும் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிக்கிட்டே இருப்பாங்க. ஆனா அப்பாயிண்டிங் அந்த மற்ற அத்தாரிட்டி ஃபுல்லா யார் தான் பண்ணுவாங்கன்னா கோர்ட் ஆஃப் டைரக்டர் தான் பண்ணுவாங்க.
அதாவது இப்போ வந்து லைக் ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் இந்த எக்ஸிக்யூட்டிவ் கவுன்சில்ல இன்னொரு மெம்பர் ஆட் பண்ணுங்கிறது பிஓசி சொல்லுவாங்க. அது யாருன்றது சிஓடி அப்பாயிண்ட் பண்ணுவாங்க சார்.
அது பண்ணிக்கிடுவாங்க. நீங்க வந்து இவர் அப்பாயிண்ட் பண்ணு சொல்ல மாட்டாங்க. இது மாதிரி ஒரு பர்சன் அப்பாயிண்ட் பண்ணணும்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. அவ்வளவுதான்.
ஓகே சார், தேங்க்யூ சார்.
அவ்வளவுதானே. சிவமுத்து மறுபடியும் இருக்கீங்களா? அகைன்.
ஹலோ சார்.
சிவமுத்து.
சார், இந்த பிஓசில இந்த பிரச்சனைக்காக தான் காரன்வாலிஸ் அப்படின்னா 2 தான் பிரிச்சாரா சார்? ஜுடிஷியல் தனியா, அந்த நம்ம கலெக்டருக்கு வந்து ஜுடிஷியல் வந்து ஆக்சுவலா அட்மினிஸ்ட்ரேஷன்ஸ்குள்ள வரது அப்படிங்கிறதுனால கவர்மெண்ட் கையில கொடுத்துரும் அப்படின்னு பிரிச்சுட்டாங்களா சார்? அப்படி ரெஃபர் பண்ணலாமா?
மறுபடியும் வாங்க
சார். ஃபர்ஸ்ட் டிஸ்ட்ரிக்ட் மேஜிஸ்ட்ரேட்டுக்கு ஜுடிஷியல் பவர் இருக்குது, ரெவென்யூ பவர் இருக்குல்ல சார். ஆஃப்டர் 1783 வந்து நம்ம வந்து கவர்மெண்ட் ஆஃப் 1773ல பிரிட்டிஷ் வந்து கவர்மெண்ட் கையில பாதி போயிருச்சு. அவங்க கொஞ்சம் டைரக்ட் பண்ண ஆரம்பிச்சிட்டாங்க. ஸோ அதுக்கு ஜுடிஷியல் வந்து அட்மினிஸ்ட்ரேஷன்ஸ் லெவல்ல போறது அப்படின்னால கவர்மெண்ட் கம்பெனில இருந்து பிடிக்கணும் அப்படிங்கிறதுக்காண்டி ஜுடிஷியலை செப்பரேட் பண்ணிட்டாங்களா?
அதுக்கு சம்மந்தமே கிடையாது. இதெல்லாம் லோக்கல் இந்தியாவில் நடக்கிறது. எல்லாமே கம்பெனி தான் செஞ்சுட்டு இருக்காங்க.
அப்படியே சார், இது ஃபுல்லா கம்பெனியோட தான். இல்ல
எல்லாமே இதெல்லாம் கம்பெனியோட தான்.
இல்ல பார்லிமெண்ட்ல பாஸ் பண்ணி தானே சார் இந்த கலெக்டருக்குள்ள பவரையும் பிரிக்க முடியும், இல்ல இவங்களே பிரிச்சுட்டாங்களா?
எல்லாம் இவங்களே பிரிச்சுக்கலாம். இதெல்லாம் ரொம்ப லோக்கலா நடக்கிறது.
ஓகே சார், தேங்க்யூ சார்.
தேங்க்யூ.